instant gift. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
Lowe's knows that your deadlines don't change, even when your job does. But with Lowe's Buy Online, Pick Up in Store, we'll help you adjust on the fly. And when you absolutely can't leave the project, we can deliver to your job site as soon as same day. Lowe's knows pros. We help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Yo, fellas, it's Jake. Look, you know I'm more than comfortable walking onto a football field, but not always when walking into a jewelry store. That's why I want to tell you about my friends at Lee Michaels. When you walk into a Lee Michaels, you will feel comfortable. The staff is generally welcoming and have more accredited jewelry professionals than anyone else in the state to help make your job easy, help you save money, and make you a hero with your lady and her friends. When you're making a big decision like buying a beautiful diamond, trust me, you're going to win with Lee Michaels. LMFJ.com.
Are you struggling to lose weight? Rejuve Medical offers medically monitored weight loss. Look and feel better this year. Start your weight loss journey today at RejuveMeMedical.com. That's REJUVIME Medical.com.
This is Charles Hanniger for Supreme Rice. I sort of feel like a member of the Supreme Rice family because they're from Southwest Louisiana, just like me. So when you're enjoying Supreme Rice, the perfect complement for all your red and white beans, stews, gumbos, and etouffees, know that you're also supporting our Louisiana farmers and stretching your food dollar at the same time. Supreme Rice, for the last 80 years, has been delighting their customers. So pick up Supreme Rice the next time you shop. For more information and unique recipes, learn more at supremerice.com.
Robinson Brothers Ford brings the action. Cars, trucks, and SUVs. Our lineup is stacked with high-quality pre-owned vehicles for every budget, including Ford Blue Advantage certified. Need a game plan after an accident? Our iCar Gold Class Collision Center works for you, not insurance companies. And for commercial MVPs, our Ford Pro Elite Service Center has 36 bays and factory-trained diesel experts to keep you in the game. And as always, no unexpected fees. Since 1946, Robinson Brothers Ford, the dealer you can depend on.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Tuesday, February 18th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 61 in hour one of today's show. We'll talk about the latest news surrounding Matt McMahon and the LSU basketball team, and we'll take a deeper dive into the Jonathan Martin situation. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Dude, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
How we feeling here in this Tuesday morning? Hope everybody's doing very well. If it's your first time here, welcome. This is a radio show. It's Off the Bench. Talk about sports. Have a pretty good time. My name is T-Bob. Nice to meet you. This is Jake seated beside me. Jake, go ahead and introduce yourself to all of our new listeners.
Well, we don't know each other very well, so I might be Jacob Hester to you, but soon
it's true.
I'll be Jake.
And then we have Alondra Villarreal. Alondra, what's up? How are we doing this morning?
good. I'm a little confused as to what's going on right now, but
just in case somebody's tuned in for the first time, I want to make them feel welcome.
And why are you wearing
I don't want to be clicky. What? A button-up shirt?
Yeah.
I don't know. I had it in my car. It's kind of a disaster of a shirt, though.
Or?
No, like I had a T-shirt on, and then I saw this in the car. I was like, I want to see what that looks like with these pants. But then it's like missing a button. I realized afterwards.
Again, that's never been an issue for you.
Yeah. But you know.
In fact, I'm surprised that that one that is button is button.
I'm also like out of no, it's missing a button on the bottom, which is a problem.
That's fine.
No, it's not, because that leads to if like I move the wrong way, then there's going to be a weird hole at the bottom, and you're just going to be seeing straight belly button.
Tuck it in.
No, I will, but I'm saying, you know, you move like one direction too many, and you can quickly get into some hot water. My least favorite part of the show is Taylor Sharp. If you've never listened before, guys, do not be turned off by Taylor. It is a good show, I promise. Taylor, what's up, man? How are we doing today?
What's going on, T-Bob? I like the Crop Top Tuesday idea. I think it'll be fine. I'm not worried about your buttons. Plus, you're someone who like barely buttons your shirts anyways.
Again, top buttons, yes. Bottom buttons,
no.
Markedly
you can't
different,
see
guys.
The bottom button then.
Markedly different. You can't. Okay, I'll show you on the commercial.
Well, because
are you wearing
no, but
jeans,
I'm saying, like,
or what is the pant situation?
Yeah, you kind of
like a jean-esque pant. I don't know. You know, I bought a bunch of new pants.
You just kind of called yourself out on like the no bottom button. Like you could have said, guys, I'm not wearing any pants. We would have believed you because we can't really see them until just now.
Look, I'm amongst friends, and I was just, you know, I was already like unsure about the shirt, and then Alondra immediately mentions it the first segment.
Sorry.
It's like, geez, let's just like go ahead and throw it all out there on the table then.
I just was curious. I've never like seen you wear a button.
You know, I think we should really ask the question: if you're missing buttons on a shirt that was just randomly in your car, what you got going on in your car there, Bo?
I think from Super Bowl week, I was back and forth so much that it's still. I mean, I went to the car wash yesterday to vacuum the inside, and like I have like a pile of like, you know, whatever. I just have like a pile of clothes in there. I have a pile of clothes in there.
Sweaty answers going on over there.
No sweaty clothes.
If you want to park, no, I'm saying the answer is like if you still want to park in your car, it's
no. Yeah, it's just this is all Super Bowl fallout, dude.
Well, it makes sense that it's the bottom button too, right, Jake? Like he's slowly unbuttoning, and then he gets there and he's like, I'm just ripping it off. So I don't know.
Okay, whatever. I told y'all Taylor sucked.
I like the shirt. What better way to impress the new listeners and viewers than wear the button?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I mean,
do we have any new ones like that you know about or something? Is that why you started like that?
No. Just thoughtful.
Yeah.
Just thoughtful and empathetic, and you know, want to make sure that everybody feels welcome. But if you're a listener that hangs out every day with us, what's up? Thank you. We love you. And if you want to come hang out, you can always get in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, youtube.com/1045ESPN. We got a great show planned for you today. Coach Mulkey, of course, every single Tuesday here in the program. We got our OTB mailbag, Nick Underhill, a lot to get to. We got some LSU news. Just, you know, look, it's whatever. It's going to be a great show. I think it is, at least. We'll see, won't we? Let's go ahead and get this thing started.
It's time to get to work, courtesy of Tiger Labor and Staffing, where they can help take care of screening, training, payroll, and more. Now, for starters.
Shout out to Tiger Labor and Staffing. Okay, your local staffing solutions experts. Remember, guys, we aren't just forwarding resumes, and we aren't just giving you employees that we have not vetted ourselves. We have personal relationships with your potential employees that we form with our in-person onboarding process and over cups of coffee every single day. So any staffing needs that you have, the answer is but one, and that's Tiger Labor and Staffing. All right, I think I want to start here. So LSU basketball, LSU men's basketball, at in a bit of a tough spot, right? 2-10 in the SEC right now. Of course, Cam Carter with the incredible sequence we broke down yesterday, giving you your second SEC win. But 2-10 right now, 6 SEC games remaining, guys. 5 of those teams are ranked. So it's going to get worse before it gets better. And kind of throughout the season, there's been a lot of talk of Matt McMahon. Is he the guy? Is he not? Things along those lines. For what it's worth, I feel like on this show, how we framed it is when those conversations have come up, it's kind of been like, well, I mean, what do you want him to do, right? There's obviously no investment in LSU basketball at a time when investment is as important, more important than it has ever been. And, like, who could you bring in that would have success within this context? And, well, it appears that the LSU administration agrees, as they announced yesterday that they are going to stand by Matt McMahon, and, Jake, they are meeting behind closed doors to try to figure out ways to invest more in men's basketball. And again, just to reinforce the point reinforce the monetary point, something that football really already proved to us, right? When you look at the teams that were good this year versus the teams that weren't, but it's probably even more so in basketball because there's less variables, less players. So you mean you get a couple of guys and all of a sudden you're good? So right now, LSU's NIL budget for men's basketball is just under $2 million. That is 13th out of 14 teams that we have data on in the SEC. They're ahead of only South Carolina. Well, wouldn't you know it? Look at the SEC standings. Who are the bottom two teams? LSU, South Carolina. For what it's worth, Ole Miss and Mississippi State, their budgets north of $5 million. They've both been in the top 25 all year. And look, most of this information coming in a great article by Shea Dixon on 3. But the ultimate example, Jake, may be Mizzou. 0-18 in conference play last year. They get angry. It spurs investment. They're now 8-4 in the SEC after getting some key transfers, and will probably make the tournament. So again, the first point here is
probably Missouri's 15th in the country.
Missouri, okay, so yes, Missouri will make it. So I guess the first point here is it's really inarguable. You gotta pay to play.
Yeah.
If you don't want to, that's fine. But if you want to play, you want to be competitive, you gotta pay.
Yeah, and we all know 43-42's Matt McMahon's record since he's been in Baton Rouge, but let's not forget, this is somebody that was 154-67, has a couple of tournament wins, right? He made it to the round of 32 a couple of different times when he was at Murray State, so he didn't just forget how to coach. I think what T-Bob's saying, I wholeheartedly agree with. Like, you have to have investment. You have to put resources behind it. Like, just like the basketball did in 2014 as a conference. It was awful. It was bad ball. And Greg Sankey said, this is embarrassing. We're not going to do this anymore. Y'all put more resources into basketball, hire better coaches, hire coaches that can get you to where you want to go, put money into facilities, put money into everything surrounding basketball, what was legal at that time. And then now you have the ability to go out there and by yourself, you can make your basketball program better. You have to spend. That's just the way that it is. If you want to be competitive in a major sport, and I would throw baseball into major sports, certainly in the Southeastern Conference, you have to spend. You have to be able to go out there and get players. And when you look at the totality of the SEC in basketball right now, it's by far the best conference. Joe Lunardi the other day had 14 of the 16 teams in the NCAA tournament. Now, 14 probably aren't going to make it, but we're sitting here. It's February the 18th, and 14 of the 16 weren't in the tournament. The two that aren't, LSU, South Carolina. So it is a damn good basketball conference, maybe the best one that we've ever seen from top to bottom. 14 out of 16 teams, and you've got the number 1 team in the country. You've got the number 2 team in the country. You've got, I know last week you had 5 of the top 10. So that's what you're competing with, and you can't nickel and dime it. You have got to throw resources. If you want to complain about it, you've got to put your money where your mouth is, and you've got to go put into the program. You've got to go get players. You've got to go better your program. And if they do that, maybe next year looks different. But until they do, it's going to be a lot of the same.
Again, so the road to getting back is not this is one of the positives of basketball in terms of affecting immediate turnarounds. The road to getting back is not nearly as long of a runway as that of football, even though we've seen that shortened in the transfer portal era. But especially basketball, right? A strong link sport where one player represents 20% of the players on your team at any given time. You can do it in an offseason. Again, look at Mizzou from 0-18 to now 8-4, and like Jake said, top 15 in the entire country. So there is hope. My question is this, though, Jake. Like, this all sounds great, but where's the money going to come from? It feels like you're being pulled in 7 million different directions right now. And while we're not as poor as we thought, we are still not a particularly rich program or state. And again, on the kind of interest level, I think basketball probably scores third or fourth, maybe, and that's going to be more opinion than anything else. But this all sounds good, but where do you come up with those extra $4 or $5 million? Do you really have that kind of change lying in the couch cushions somewhere? Do you?
You got to go get it. Like some of that's on the basketball program.
Yeah.
Like, what did Coach Mulkey do? Like, she didn't hold back.
Yeah.
She wasn't whispering that she needed stuff. She was yelling it.
Yeah.
And now you look at their product, their program, they're a top 5 team in the country consistently. They have 11,000 fans in the PMAC consistently. And they were very, very loud. And I think that's how you have to be in selling their program.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you can pitch investors by showing them, because men's basketball is the second highest revenue generating sport in college sports. So maybe there's a take that, yes, it's going to be expensive, but we're leaving money on the table right now. And if we invest, we're spending more up front, but we make more in the end. I don't, maybe that was, I do believe this. I believe Scott Woodward's kind of the perfect person to manage this situation. I think that fundraising has always been one of his greatest strengths, but I do not envy him. I think this all has to be incredibly overwhelming, trying to keep all these programs and all these coaches and all these individuals happy and correctly budgeted to keep up with, because the expectation at LSU is to compete for championships in every single sport. And realistic or not, it is the reality, and they've done a damn good job of it. But again, I would feel stretched very thin right now if I was a member of this administration. But I do believe, though, at the end of the day, Jake, again, I don't think LSU has a Matt McMahon problem. I think they have an investment problem, and so I think they've correctly identified the issue, and now it's a matter of, can you prove that hypothesis by coming up with the money? And then if it still can't happen over a couple of years, okay, well, then we have a different conversation. But yeah, I mean, again, and not that I even entertain this at all, but if you were to move on from McMahon too, it's like you owe him $9 million. It's like a ton of money. So there's no point. There's just absolutely no point. But again, I actually don't believe that he is the issue anyway. I think that they just need money, and they say they're going to. So we will see. Do they have the resources?
We talked about that whenever he was hired. And we talked about, okay, here's your coach, and you're going to be married to him because you had to give guarantees because of the Will Wade situation and what you thought was maybe coming down. And it doesn't look like anything, but at the time, the coach, whoever took over, had 0 scholarship players, didn't have a single person on the roster, and they probably thought some kind of a postseason ban was coming. So what were you going to sell? It was going to be a tough sell. And you knew whoever took the job, if you wanted any coach with any kind of resume, you were going to have to know that good, bad, and different, that you were going to be tied together for a long stretch of time.
Yeah. Which, again, I think, like he said, man, this is a coach in 7 years at Murray State, only had 1 losing season, made the tournament 3 times, culminating in a 31-3 record, 18-0 conference record. So, again, not a McMahon problem, in my opinion. Monetary problem. Now, it's going to feel worse before it gets better. This inning stretch is going to be brutal. But let's wait and see what this team does in its offseason. Coming up next here on Off the Bench, a member of the basketball team stepping away. What does it have to do with football? Plus, it's being bandied about amongst the national media whether or not Brian Kelly has the most to prove in 2025. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Get Gordon and get it done, guys. 225-888-8888. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys there for you when you need them, okay? You get Gordon, you're going to get it done. You get somebody who's going to fight for you, who's going to stand up to the big insurance companies because at the end of the day, it can feel very overwhelming when you get in an accident and, it's a massive corporation just leaning on you, telling you nope, sorry, you don't deserve that, you don't deserve. No, you do. And that's where Gordon comes in. Have him be your champion. Follow him on social media at Get Gordon. You go to getgordon.com, fill out a consult form, or just call him 888-8888. Get Gordon, get it done.
Yeah, when you go to the website, you'll have a chat box pulled right up there. So if you've got a question, they can answer it right there on the homepage. But we always tell you, if you've got something and you want to get to the bottom of your issue, you just pick up the phone in Louisiana, put your area code followed by 888-8888, get Gordon, and get it done.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends March 5th, 2025.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet.
It's tearing up my heart when I'm with you, but when we are apart, I feel it too. And no matter what I do, I feel the pain, with or without you.
Welcome back to the best morning sports show around. Sorta. It's Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yo, what happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Oh, that's very sweet. Daniel Blunt says, Tay, I named, oh, wait, never mind. I thought he said he named his son in honor of you, Rusty Trombone Sharp, but he did not. He says it's your unborn son, eventually. Is this an AI song?
No, it's a banger there, Bob.
This is Arctic Monkeys, right?
No,
That's what Alon just said we're playing today?
No, we had a pivot. Man, you know who this is. Me acting like Matt.
This is
Don't play. Don't play. Nobody got time for that. Come on now.
It's Backstreet Boys, right?
I thought you were
NSYNC or
gonna be
Backstreet
like-
Boys?
No,
It is Backstreet Boys. No, it's NSYNC. I'm getting confused. That's the only thing I'm confused about. I am a little confused right now. I don't know why.
NSYNC.
It is NSYNC.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the only thing I was getting twisted up on. That's why I was kind of hesitating on my answer.
Yes, man.
What? That's a simple look.
No,
It's really not.
I don't
not.
have to keep the entire BSB and NSYNC catalog completely, cataloged, given that they operate. They
No.
share a lot
No.
of brain space in my head. It was the same time. It was the boy band era. I liked both.
I feel like you can hear JT in this thing.
Yeah. Oh, whatever. And the lead singer,
JC.
Yeah.
JC is what we're looking for.
I mean, you can hear both of them.
It's fair.
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to say something bold. I think JT and Nick Carter kind of sound similar.
I'd have to. I can see where you're
I
getting.
mean, their
it from, but
voices
I'd
are
have
modulated to all hell anyway.
JT doesn't do that. JT's sweet vocals are all real.
Whatever. So, 247 Sports came out with an article.
Yeah, Murphy, Sam, and Jody aren't going to transition from Nick Carter to 247 Sports.
No. Again, I feel bad. That was not a bit. I was just having, my brain is fried. It was just a little bit of boy band confusion. I mean,
Get ready for a full day of it.
I studied Jonathan Martin's case for an hour yesterday. I have no brain cells left. Hunt Palmer in the chat says, I had the first NSYNC CD and thought it was a Backstreet Boys CD called NSYNC for like a month.
That is so Hunt.
To be fair to Hunt, NSYNC does sound like an album name.
Yeah.
It could definitely be an album.
The boy
name.
bands were in sync together.
Yeah. That's very deeply funny though, Hunt. God must spend a little more time on you. Now that was a banger. You still have that too, as well.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
All right. Okay. So let's get into 247 Sports though. Actually, let's do this first. A bit of a news piece for the LSU football team and the LSU basketball team to serve as a little connective bridge between our topics. Trades Green stepping away from the LSU basketball team. Apparently needs to focus on academics. Matt McMahon, Trades Green, Brian Kelly, they all got together, they collaborated, they decided this was best for all. Of course, they did. Football's like, hold up now, look, Trades, you're pretty good at basketball, but you are an elite Sunday player in football, and we're going to have you ineligible come fall. So, of course, football exerting a lot of influence here. Jake, here's my biggest takeaway on this story is, to me, something very nostalgic about this. A story involving academic eligibility? Like, I thought we were firmly in the I didn't come here to play school era of college athletics. Like, I did not think that school really mattered for anybody anymore. So, something a bit, nostalgic, a bit warm, like an old blanket that I used to have growing up about breaking down a story in which a player has to take a break for academic eligibility. Now, I'm sure he'll be fine. I think it's more of an issue of it's got to be borderline impossible to play football and basketball and do school and whatnot. But, how about that, guys? Look at that. The old NCAA ain't changed too much yet. It's got a little something still left in the tank.
I didn't know that it did. We never hear these stories anymore. I mean, we used to hear these all the time. But you are talking about a young player, so it's not like, okay, this guy's a junior, he ain't going to class because he kind of knows what the situation's going to be in the spring. He obviously has 2 more football seasons at minimum in front of him.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those issues. And look, I understand it. I mean, school was hard enough playing one sport. I can't imagine what it was. And then basketball, I mean, you're on the road all the time. You're trying to make sure your academics get done like on a bus or a plane sometimes. And so if there is a situation, football, the main sport, what he's on scholarship for, you have to take care of your business. And so no surprise that if it did kind of get to a situation. Now, we did just start a new semester, so maybe this is some carryover from the fall as well, or maybe it's just, hey, he needs this structure, and there's a situation where we don't want it to become a problem, so maybe it's not as bad as we think, but maybe there was a couple of issues that popped up, and so no surprise that he would be taken away to focus on the academics portion as he gets ready for spring practice, and the LSU football team going to count on him as much as they're counting on almost any player.
Yeah, so Edmund Streamhounds in the chat says, the money is better in the NBA. He should step away from football. So the first part of your statement, true, the money is better. The real elephant in the room that you are missing there is it is impossible to make the NBA. It is damn near impossible. Trey'Dez Green is guard size in the NBA.
Yeah.
He is a huge receiving tight end on a football field. There are 5, 10, 5 or 10, I don't know, like damn near 5, probably 7 times the amount of NFL jobs available as NBA roster spots. So, yes, I feel you. In a perfect world where you could choose which sport you're good enough to go pro in, play baseball, play basketball, absolutely. Fully guaranteed contracts? Are you kidding me? But guess what? It ain't that easy, right? He is an NFL player, not an NBA player. So that is why football has to take the priority first and foremost.
Yeah, that's not even a question. I think he's a good basketball player. He can play in college, super athletic. That is not where his future is. His future is on a gridiron on Sundays, and you got to take priority. You got to understand what the situation is. And we talk about this all the time when we're talking about the Pelicans. It's like, man, a lot of times once you get past the first 8 picks in an NBA draft, it's kind of like, is that guy going to make the roster? And it's crazy because we're talking about lottery picks sometimes that just sit in the G League and they don't ever even get up. We were talking about Terrence Shannon yesterday, right? Because he had his banner upside down.
Yeah.
He is the 13th man on the T-Wolves bench. He had his jersey retired.
That's crazy.
And he's averaging 3 points per game in the NBA. He's played 16 games this year. And he just got his jersey retired. That's how hard it is to make it in the NBA.
It's the most genetically exclusive sport in the world, and all sports are to some extent, right? You can't play NFL O-line unless you're a giant.
Unless you're Willie Lampkin.
Unless you're Willie Lampkin. You really can't play in the NBA unless you're a true giant. So, Trey'Dez Green stepping away from basketball, which I'm fine with. Focus on academics, stay eligible, get ready for football because, my God, after the bowl game, after how that season in, Trey'Dez Green seems poised to have a big time season. Hey, guys, go to yourgoodwood.com. Your Goodwood. That's Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. If you are suffering from ED, you don't have to be, guys. You're embarrassed. I get it. But don't let that embarrassment build upon itself, right? So, you're embarrassed about it, so you refuse to acknowledge it, you refuse to take action. What does that mean? What does that create? It creates further embarrassment. It's a vicious cycle. Break the cycle by going to Goodwood and letting them give you a solution. But it's not just ED. If you just don't feel like yourself, low energy, low T, whatever the case may be, you take the first step, you get in touch with Goodwood, you draw your labs, and then they customize a plan for you to get you where you want to be. Also got, a ton of different treatments, even penile enhancement. So go check it out. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com. Tay-Tay, I think we should probably leave a little more. I know for the YouTube channel, you want to leave a little more time for this next story, I would say, so we can save it till next segment. Brad, the Zydeco guy, says, we're all going to watch USA-Canada Thursday, right? Yes, absolutely. Cannot wait. I feel bad. I missed the boat, the first game, and I even had my friend group text telling me I should watch it. So I was texting about the Auburn-Alabama game, complaining how unwatchable it was. And they were like, well, don't worry, we got USA. And I was like, I mean, hockey? What are you like? I don't know. I haven't paid attention to hockey in a while. Why should I care? And I missed out on a great time. So absolutely, I am going to watch Thursday. Are we at all concerned about the revenge factor here?
It's tough to beat a good team twice, but this one's in Boston.
I know.
This is not north of the border. They had the crowd last time, and you found a way, a couple hush makers, to go out there and get the victory. So you're counting on and leaning on the home crowd there in Boston.
Do you believe that there will be a fight right when the puck drops?
I don't know.
Can you do it again? Can you do it again?
I think championship game changes the math. Maybe.
What if Canada wants to do it?
Oh, then you got to throw
Canada
hands.
does it, you got to step up.
Yeah, you got to throw hands.
Yeah, I don't think the U.S. does it again.
Yeah.
But I think there's a chance that Canada wants to get some revenge, and they drop gloves immediately.
Because ain't no way Canada boos the national anthem in the Boston Garden. That ain't happening.
No, they might not
I mean,
like how that
they
turned out.
will, but they might. But I don't know if they're gonna have the fans to hear the boo, right? I mean, it's not gonna be that many Canada fans, most likely.
Yeah, they might not like what the mass hole has to say there in Boston if they do boo.
Will we boo the Canadian anthem? Maybe the more interesting question.
I don't know.
We gotta be the bigger people.
Yeah, we've never.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think. I hope not.
We've never been known to do that. At least I've never seen it.
I think Brad, the Zydeco guy, nails the chat. He says, if we, USA, boo Canada, I will be pissed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let him have it. Be the bigger man.
That's what
let it be. Yeah.
The Mexican national team does in soccer.
That's like the ultimate head patting maneuver, though, is they go low and you go high, and then you still beat them.
Yeah.
You know? But then again, the mass holes, you never know.
It's very true.
Nookie says tickets are $1,500.
It should be.
I also think that this is like a
Boston people are 100% booing it. If it was in Philly
for sure.
Philly, 100% Boston. I
think they boo. I don't want them to, but I think they will.
Yeah, maybe so. But I don't know. We all independently arrived at not booing, so like it could definitely be the same situation.
I also think it's symbolic because Canada and USA are beefing like in real life right now.
No, I know that's what I said. It's like a not nearly as high stakes pale imitation of like the old Cold War games.
Yeah.
When U.S. and Russia, now granted they were constantly threatening nuclear war and the ending of life as we know it.
Yeah.
A little bit of higher stakes there, but still some fun out of the rink circumstances and influencing what's on the line. Gulf South closing a thread from yesterday says Roger Goodell was on McAfee a few months ago. He said if they add an 18th game in the second bye week, it pushes the Super Bowl back a week. And he mentioned President's Day, giving everyone the day off after. Okay, so there you go. To get their 18th game, they're going to finally hold the President's Day Monday over our head.
And again, a day in which we would still be here.
Yeah, for sure. But you know, it'd be nice. I mean, it'd be nice for the people. Like nobody should have to work the day after the Super Bowl. At least not if it's like an office job, sales, whatever. Go get hammered. Go have fun. All right. Now when we get back, I want to talk about a 247 article that says Brian Kelly has more to prove than any other coach in 2025. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to Boudreaux's Electrical, guys. Boudreaux's Electrical. If you want a Generac home generator and... Did you see the Arctic freeze news, guys? Because it's here, which sucks, right? Because that means, power go down. You could be in a bad situation. If you have a home generator from Boudreaux's, though, you have peace of mind that your lights will stay on and that your system's going to work because they have 24/7 monitoring because everything that they do is customer first. They're family owned. They're local. They're the best. Go to Boudreaux'Electrical.com.
Yeah, we talk about it over the last couple of days and weeks. Don't just listen to us. Now, we are telling you the absolute truth, but go to Google. Check out the reviews. With over 60 Google reviews, 5 out of 5. Every single one of them. That's what you're going to get every single time. Consistency from Boudreaux's, Boudreaux'Electrical.com.
Need service now? Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram can get you same-day appointments for service, and we offer pickup and delivery of your vehicle from New Orleans to Baton Rouge. If you need sales and service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends March 5th, 2025.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for
Welcome back to more sports talk with some other stuff mixed in. Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hanson? How you know about Hanson, girl? God, I used to love Hanson. I used to want to be Hanson. I wanted that long hair so badly.
I don't know how you continue to be like shocked.
True. True. Good point. I need to start the segment, but I got to get one mbop before we do, I feel like. I have access to Taylor Sharp's Google account right now because he signed in the computer for me very kindly, and all I've done is take advantage of it by typing things that he would not want to say in the chat. Is this technically scatting?
I guess so, yeah.
Right? It's kind of like a pop scat.
Just reading what you put.
I'm looking at Taylor's search history, and there's a lot of scat stuff in here. What's going? I mean, Taylor, is he just? Oh my God, that is not what I. Never mind. X out of that.
Ooh, Tay-Tay,
you
on the work laptop,
you
Tay-Tay?
Dirty dog. Look at you, my God,
I can't tell you the last time I've even used that laptop.
I can. Sounds like T-Bob knows exactly.
Man, I don't know, dude. Look, it's cool, man. Whatever you do, I don't judge. No king shaming. You're an OTB. So, Brian Kelly, 247 was looking around college football there. Okay, which coaches have the most to prove in 2025? And again, national outlet here, Brad Harvard and whatnot. And they landed on your LSU head football coach, Brian Kelly. And the reasons are obvious, right? Of course, it's the fact the last 3 coaches have all won national championships. I believe the last 3 did it in their 3rd year, so you're already maybe a bit off schedule if you look at it that way. It's the fact that in 3 years you have not made the playoff despite having an expanded playoff. I think definitely 2 years ago, ironically enough, ends up hurting you because although you had Jaden Daniels and a Heisman winner, an incredible offense, again, Heisman winner is not something to take for granted in any school's history, much less LSU. But going 9-3 with those 3 guys is something that, like, yes, it's successful, but it ends up flipping all the way back around on you and almost becoming a point of criticism. And so, yeah, you haven't really competed for championships. And this offseason, now you've recruited well, and this offseason you signed the #1 portal class in the entire country. You invest way heavily than you ever have. And so, yeah, look, I mean, Jake, I know I'm being a bit wordy here, but bottom line, I agree with 247. And I think it dovetails with, and it's good instincts on them because I think, we talk about it so much here locally, and it dovetails with what we've been saying, which is like if they can't compete, and I don't need a national championship. It's not national championship or bust. You got to make the playoff. You have to make the playoff. And if you do not with this team, then I will never expect you to again. Like I will officially adjust my ceiling to a point where I don't think that you will, and I'll just prepare to be pleasantly surprised or hopefully be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I think in this conversation we could go conference by conference, and we could pick maybe a coach that has a lot of expectation, has some pressure to do something more than they've done in the past. Like even a James Franklin at Penn State, you could put him in that conversation. He made the semifinals last year, but now they want the next step. They want him to go win a national championship. Ryan Day, that was kind of always a conversation. Dan Lanning will probably start to feel some of that. No matter how good you are, what are you going to do to take that next step until you win a championship? And, in the SEC alone, you could go to a Hugh Freeze. Like Auburn last year was 2-6 in conference play, 5-7 overall. That is not a program that is okay with that. They gave Hugh Freeze a lot of money to turn that thing around. Hasn't done so. So for them,
and a lot of
they want to go from 5 wins to 8 wins. That's what they need to do. So everybody needs to do something a little bit different. But I'd love the fact that LSU is a place that has high expectations, and you're supposed to do big things. And if you don't, people are asking questions. Those questions get louder and louder, right? And sometimes it can be too much and it can be toxic. I understand that, but that's what kind of program you are. Because national championships the last 25 years, it's Alabama and then you and Ohio State are tied for the second most. Okay, so with that being known, you know what the deal is. And Brian Kelly from day one mentioned that multiple times. Like in his first press conference, he mentioned that. So they understand the deal. And you're right. Like their next step is you have to make a 12-team college football playoff. If you don't, it is going to get incredibly loud. It is going to be a uncomfortable situation, I think, because you realize what it is. And if you asked every single coach across the way there, they would tell you that same thing. They'd be like, oh, we need to make a playoff. That is the next step. Like we've won 10 games a couple times. That is not going to be good enough in this season. You have to go play a postseason game with a championship on the line. And, ESPN.com put out an article about, for the top 25, but really the top 10, like games that are going to be kind of the difference maker games. And for LSU, it was the opener.
I know.
It was the first game of the year. Now, for a lot of people, it was not. Like even teams, Notre Dame opens up against Miami. That wasn't their game. Ohio State opens up with Texas. That wasn't their game, or either one of them, Ohio State or Texas. Now, Clemson wasn't LSU, but LSU's was Clemson.
Yeah.
Because you've lost your last 5. We know that. This staff has lost their last 3. And if you want to make the 12-team playoff, you have to win your opening game. Oof. You can't keep trying to play catch-up. You've done a nice job of playing catch-up the first 2 years. Last year, you almost did, but you fell short.
Yeah.
Because you take away any margin of error that you have for yourself when you lose the first one.
Well, and it just, again, like we said yesterday, it comes at a time where you're probably running into the best Clemson team in, 4 years? 5 years. Looks like they may have good weapons again. Cade Klubnik going to be very good next year. Right there at Nussmeier on all the Heisman odds lists. 2 All-American defensive linemen. They get Will Helt, one of the Big Ten's top pass rushers. Like, this new look LSU offensive line going to be tested. So, yes, I do believe that Brian Kelly has the most to prove next season. And I don't think that's a problem, right? I didn't come here to play school. Think about it, Jake. Like, when you used to play in these big games, I remember this was always a line that it was not fake, but it's one that I used to bring up a lot in interviews and whatnot, like in the run-up to a big game. Like, this is why you come here. You come here because you crave the stage. You crave the pressure. You want to be on the field on Saturday knowing that there are going to be millions of people watching, and the chance for glory is there. And that's what LSU's going to have. So do not shy away from it. Embrace it and accomplish and prove people wrong. We'll see. Going to be a massive season in Baton Rouge here in 2025.
Yeah, and again, it should be. Like, that should be the expectation. And you scheduled these, like, this is your schedule. You knew that it was going to be a gauntlet. And when you decide to play these games, which I enjoy, I'd rather that than directional school U. I know a lot of people disagree with that. Knowing you have the SEC slate coming, eventually you got to go win one of these things. Like, there's not going to be an excuse. It's on the road. It's against another top 10 team. It's against Cade Klubnik, who's going to be a top 5 preseason Heisman guy. All those things that we know about Clemson. They've got a D-line that is going against a very inexperienced offensive line as far as the group together. Well, that's great. Doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Got to go win.
Closing out hour 1 next.
Off the bench.
Need service now? Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram can get you same-day appointments for service, and we offer pickup and delivery of your vehicle from New Orleans to Baton Rouge. If you need sales and service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Family-owned and community-driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends March 5th, 2025.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Platform.
Are you struggling to lose weight? Are your hormones out of balance? Rejuve Me Medical offers personalized treatments, including semaglutide and hormone replacement therapy. Transform your body and your life at RejuveMeMedical.com. That's REJUVIME Medical.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
I like it when the girls stop by in the summer. Do you remember?
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
That summer. New kids on the block had a bunch of hits. Chinese food makes me sick. And I think it's right when girls
Make you
stop
sick.
by.
That's the question.
If you eat enough of it, which that's the way God intended.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a negative. It makes you sick, but I mean, whatever. We've talked about it plenty. It's the same rhythm that drugs take. Feels good on the intake, bad on the come down, and the craving strikes once again. Hey guys, guess what hits like good Chinese food? Midweek baseball, baby. 2 p.m. You can keep this playing, Alondra. 2 p.m. LSU Southern in the box today. I'm not wrong here. Official starter not announced yet. At least it wasn't before the show. Maybe I missed something.
Not yet.
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
The potential starters. You have the lefty transfer Connor Ware. Of course, we didn't see Gavin Guidry this weekend. And then Zach Cohen. Now, Zach Cohen? Wow, surprising. Spelled like Cohen.
It is, but it's Cohen.
We saw him last year in the tournament, yes?
I mean, he pitched in the tournament.
No, sorry.
But not
I mean, like
against-
LSU played against him last year in the tournament.
He didn't face LSU.
Oh, no. He was their ace and they held.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was on the
He
team,
was their
but
ace.
he didn't pitch against
Okay,
them.
yeah, we missed him. Okay, that's what I was trying to remember.
It was Camden Wicker who was rumored to come to
Yeah.
LSU, but he never did.
Okay.
Yeah, even like D1 was reporting it, right?
Yeah.
Like that was yeah.
So Connor Ware, Zach Cohen, Gavin Guidry, one of these three likely to start. Again, what this really reinforces how many options they have. It's freaking unbelievable. And then as far as Southern goes, last weekend in the Cactus Jack HBCU Classic.
Wait, Cactus Jack?
Yeah, I know.
Mick Foley?
I know.
Foley,
Travis,
right? Mick
Travis
Foley?
Scott, listen to that. That's a generational divide right there.
Yeah.
To some, Travis
Dude
Scott's
Love?
Cactus Jack. To some others, it's Mick Foley, Mankind, Dude Love.
But is it Travis Scott for this?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I was going to say, I have no idea what the original Cactus Jack is. Like, did Mick Foley make that up? I don't know. But they beat Texas Southern, Prairie View A&M, but lost to Grambling to start the season. So 2 p.m. in the box today. The baseball team back looking to build off of what was basically a perfect weekend, as we said.
I think this is where you really see the team's depth. Because, I don't know. I feel like you really won't see like the people that you saw this weekend.
Well, I mean, again, the names that we just mentioned are people that you would feel like could be names on the weekend on almost any other team, and here they are fighting over trying to start a midweek game. So, depth. Yes, Jay Johns has built quite the roster. Hour 2 coming up next.
Off the bench.
Go to K to Z window coverings, KTOZblinds.com. We love Brandon Barton and the team at K to Z. I love their story, man. So Brandon took this, his grandmother's kind of doing drapes for a friend, stuff like that on the side. And Brandon said, you know what, I think there's something here. And he built K to Z over the years through pounding the pavement, through sweat equity, through hard work. And he's been at it now, y'all, for 20 years. So what that means is that when Brandon comes into your home and he gives you that complimentary estimate, you're taking advantage of a lifetime worth of work. And he's going to let you know within 10 to 15 minutes exactly how the light interacts with your home at every given portion during the day, what your options are aesthetically, functionally to bring your home to the next level. So you need shades, drapery, plantation shutters, anything. Go to K to Z Blinds.
Yeah, when you go to the website, you can check out what they can do for you. Shades, shutters, drapes, you mention it. They can get it done. Have them come into your home, 225-791-1220, KTZBlinds.com.
In Monica, coming to
With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Atmos Energy, our Smart Choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Tuesday, February 18th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect rainy skies with a high of 61 in hour 2 of today's show. We'll have OTB mailbag. We'll talk about the college football playoff possibly expanding. And at 8:30, LSU women's basketball coach Kim Mulkey hops on the show. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah, 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 yeah!
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David not like each other? Does anybody know about this drama?
Yeah, they hated each other.
I knew
no
maybe.
idea.
I think there was maybe some animosity and like maybe I don't know. Like I feel like through osmosis something about maybe Larry David feel like Seinfeld got a lot of the love when he was really the kind of funniest guy, member of the, or whatever, the real engine behind the funny. Of course, Curb would, kind of maybe that's like him trying to show that. I mean, I know why LeBron and Jaylen Brown don't like each other. I learned that yesterday. Do y'all know that?
No.
So LeBron in the All-Star locker room, he's like dapping everybody up, hugging everybody. He like basically just like gives Jaylen Brown like a handshake and then moves on. And it all goes back to, I guess, maybe it was like during Summer League or something. And Jaylen's talking to, it's Angel Reese and I think another player. They're sitting next to each other courtside. And the cameras caught Jaylen Brown talking. And you can see him say.
Oh, about Bronny?
Yeah. He's like, I don't think Bronny's an NBA player. Basically,
That's
he's only
why?
his name.
Hot take.
Yeah.
He's not.
I mean, hey, I don't know. But hey,
He's not.
Look, okay, true. But let's say this is a medieval society. If the king catches you talking crap, he can still chop your head off. Like, it doesn't matter. And so, yeah, LeBron and Jaylen kind of have beef.
That is soft, but it's in line with the NBA.
I was about to say, is anyone surprised? Because I am not.
If somebody said, you know what, I don't think Memphis Hester's an NBA player. Yeah, he's going to be 5'8". Probably not. It's okay. There's things he can do really great. Like if somebody says Quad Bob's not going to be a major league starting pitcher, you probably be like, yeah, probably so.
And then now it looks like, I don't know, it looks like they at SNL 50 the other night, they were trying to get Larry David and Seinfeld to pose together for something, and David is kind of like, I'm not doing this. And then he walks away. I don't know. I'm sure Chat knows. What?
Is that what Larry David sounds like?
That kind of sounded Dracula.
So
more Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, to me, yes. When I try to do the Jewish voice, it does sometimes. It falls into a little bit of like,
Transylvania.
I am Count.
Sorry, I went to Forgetting Sarah Marshall. You in a different way.
God knows Friday was awesome.
Good movie.
Great movie.
Seinfeld is a very large blind spot for me. I never got into it.
Me
found
too.
it. I couldn't find it funny.
Me as well.
Just,
to be fair, every episode I've seen, I do think is very funny.
No,
I just never watched it regularly.
I'm such a
I didn't watch it either.
sitcom lover too. Like I love old sitcoms, and I've tried to get into Seinfeld so many times, and I can't.
I tried the same thing with The Office.
Yeah.
So
a couple of hot take artists here, huh?
No, I'm with you on that one.
On what, The Office?
Victoria loves The Office. I can't for the life of me figure out what's funny about it.
And I know
I
it's
think it's
yeah,
funny.
because you are a real life Office
Michael Scott.
character. Yeah, like no, he's
No,
not
he's
Michael Scott. He's Toby. Because
I
you
don't
are
know
a
who-
real
I
life
don't know who that
Office
is.
character, bebopping around in these halls. I hear you every day. Yesterday, I was locked in the bathroom for 30 minutes because people were having all these hallway conversations. I kept hearing my name mentioned. I didn't want to do the thing where you walk out and they're talking about you, then it's awkward for everybody involved. So I was like, I'll just ride this out. And my God, y'all would not shut up. All I wanted to do was get out the bathroom, and I felt like I was captured in there.
I'm not trying to be mean, but like, if you're not in your office, you're in that bathroom.
Yeah.
So how do people not know that?
That's what I've told Taylor this multiple times. I said, assume I am always listening. And I understand I want you to be able to talk crap about me behind my back, but I just don't want to hear it. So assume I'm always in that bathroom listening.
I'm walking down the hallway, like I'm walking out of the studio, and T-Bob goes, dude, I was in the bathroom for 30 minutes because Matt and Rivers were talking, and I kept hearing my name brought up, so I just sat in there.
Because again, I wasn't even. I couldn't even hear what they were saying. I just wanted to avoid the awkward, like, you step out, and then
You
they're
should
like,
have
oh,
just
hey,
busted
like,
out. What?
No.
That's what
no,
Matt said. Matt goes,
No.
dude, we weren't talking about you. Could have just came out. But,
No.
oh, T-Bob hung out in there.
No, bathroom Bob.
I think they were talking bad about you, bud.
Again, all I was hearing was every now and then a name mentioned. I heard Taylor talking something. He was talking some kind of crap as well. Again, I just don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Taylor's
I Christianed
Dwight.
out after our meeting yesterday.
Yeah, Taylor more
hanging
than
around.
Toby. Taylor would definitely be Dwight more than Toby.
No,
now,
you know who
I
he
treat
is?
him
Andy.
like Toby. Yeah, actually, look. So you like The Office? Then?
I've seen The Office a few
I
times.
don't
Yeah.
know these characters.
Okay.
He's
yeah.
actually Andy.
Andy actually probably correct. It's a mixture of Andy and
Bernard.
Dwight.
Is Andy
He's
Ed Helms?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I do know him.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a compliment. be fair, I don't think it's a bad
I
thing.
mean, I
Well,
don't know anything about him.
Modern Family's a blatant Office ripoff, not nearly as good. I used to like Modern Family.
Modern
I used to
Family
like Modern
is
Family.
goated.
Parks and Rec's better.
I don't know if I
than-
give it
I
goated
think
status
Parks and-
than anything
Modern
that we've
Family's
talked
fine.
about.
I think Parks and Rec is better than The Office, but Modern Family is one of the funniest shows I've ever watched.
My favorite
Parks and Rec's is just The Office, says Daniel. Yeah, but with funnier people.
Yeah.
is. Well, I know people love Community. I've never really seen Community, but that's one that scores very highly on all these things.
It was mid to me.
Is Always Sunny a sitcom?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Because that then is my favorite sitcom
It's a great one.
of all time.
Is The League
it's
a sitcom?
Is The League a sitcom?
It was on FX, right?
I don't know. I don't know what the sitcom qualifications are.
I don't either.
Exactly.
I mean, it was on FX.
The League was always, now that one to me was like good. And definitely not great, just a step above mid, but it was very comforting in that way. You kind of knew exactly where you were getting at The League.
Well, it's funny. It's rewatchable.
I would not rewatch it. But whatever. I mean, but you're a big fantasy football
I
nerd.
was on the draft board on an episode.
Yeah,
of The League.
True. No, The League was like, okay, I'm going to sit here and like for 20, 30 minutes, I'm going to crack a couple smiles. I might laugh once out loud.
Oh, I thought that show was hilarious.
It's going to be a good time.
God, I hadn't thought it like there hadn't been a
The
good
League is a
sitcom
sitcom.
in a long, long time.
What would be a modern new sitcom that's
Abbott Elementary.
people like? Yeah, people seem to love Abbott Elementary. That's true. I haven't seen it.
It's pretty funny. I've seen some of it, but not all of it.
Is Tires a sitcom? I watched some of that. It was
I would think
okay.
so.
What is that?
Is that Gillis?
Yeah.
That's Gillis's show on Netflix. I thought it was okay from what I saw.
It's designed like a sitcom, like, you know what I mean? Like, it just has like the quick little wipe into the next scene, like that type of thing.
Easy E talking about Modern Family says it's same every episode. Claire gets mad at Phil for something. The two homosexual men get in a fight over something silly, and Jay misinterprets something Gloria does. Boom. But exactly, E, that's the point of a sitcom.
Yeah.
Like that is the thing. It's formulaic, and you love it because of that, right? Like you like your mom's spaghetti and meatballs because they're your mom's spaghetti and meatballs. What if she changed up the red sauce on you? You'd be pissed. No, like give me what I like. That's what these shows are supposed to do. Every episode of Always Sunny is just, okay, how degenerate can they be?
Yeah.
We're just going to follow the worst people around on the planet and watch them get into shenanigans. It's good. That's why it's great. You know? That's why we like it. It's like CSI, right? You turn on CSI because you know exactly what to expect.
Horatio is going to take off those sunglasses, look into the camera, and say something
Every time.
really cheesy.
You're gonna get an opening scene where a dead body is stumbled upon in some surprising manner.
Yep.
And you're gonna interview a swarthy blue collar worker that's gonna seem like he doesn't really have time for it, but he's probably not involved in any way. And we're gonna spin out from there.
It's very true.
Good call
And
in the
then
chat.
if you recognize the person that they interview first, like you're like, oh, I've seen that guy on something before. He did it. If you recognize the actor,
yes,
he did it. That's why he's
absolutely.
there.
Absolutely. He's not there just to be he's not there to just be a piece of the puzzle.
The Horatio
He is
Cave
the puzzle.
one-liners were just
Oh, yeah.
excellent.
They're great.
Especially in the
yeah. Cut straight into that.
afterwards. That's just genius TV, baby. Wow. B. Messy says he's starting his second Young Sheldon go-around.
Oh, no.
Now, Young Sheldon is a show that always fascinated me from
Yeah.
afar. Just comedically. Like, I don't know. Then again, I used to hate on Big Bang Theory. My roommate got obsessed, and I watched a few episodes, and I definitely, while I never really ended up
I feel
getting
like
hooked on
your
it.
genre for sure.
Well,
Like
I
the
never
stuff
ended up
they
getting
talk
hooked on
about.
it, but I see the appeal because I watched a few episodes, and it's just what we're talking about,
Yeah.
right? It is mindless comfort food. It's like just some tasty pancakes or something, the more just some bacon or something like that. But Young Sheldon was just always like
What would Workaholics be?
I think it's sitcom.
Yeah.
I think
It's good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's great. That'd be up there with Always Sunny for me.
Yeah, Young Sheldon's wild. But hey, to each their own. If you like it, you like it.
Alondra, how did you like Will and Grace?
I love Will and Grace.
Oh, Will and Grace.
How did you run across Will and Grace? So I even feel like I was too young for Will and Grace.
No, I don't know. Me and my mom used to watch it all the time when I was a
Really?
kid. Yeah,
even I've seen that.
I love Will. Karen is one of the funniest characters ever.
That
Her
was
and
one of
Jack
Katie's
together.
shows, and so I watched it with her, and it was good. It was funny.
Yeah, I love Will and Grace. I tried to like
Yeah,
redo it, but I
yeah.
didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Bilbo says, hot take of the day, Friends is awful.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's not. I feel like people are leaning toward Friends is not good, but Friends is my favorite sitcom.
I was
of
going
all
to say, I
time.
know you're a big Friends fan, right?
Yeah, I love Friends.
Another one that's solid, everything I've seen.
Yeah,
I like
solid.
it. I get it.
Favorite sitcom of all time?
Always Sunny.
Oof, mine's either Married with Children or Martin.
Mine's Friends or the Nanny.
How About Your Mother? I really like that show.
Yeah, another fun.
I
Love
like How I Met Your
Jason
Mother.
Segel.
Yeah.
Sure.
Jason Segel, Neil Patrick Harris
NPH.
is great in it.
Gay man playing aggressively straight man.
Yeah.
Always very
Aggressively.
intriguing to
Yeah.
me. Because we see the opposite a lot of times. I do love Schitt's Creek too.
I love that show.
Schitt's Creek would be in my top 5 for without a doubt. Uncle Baby Billy. I gotta
Sanford
catch
and
up on
Son is
Righteous
great.
Gemstones.
Yeah, Sanford and Son. Every time that Fred grabbed his chest and would tell Elizabeth he was coming to see her, I laughed every time.
Are we now doing the pop culture version of what men do, sitting around naming
Yes,
athletes?
for sure.
Yeah.
Basically, like
Just
this,
naming
this whole
sitcoms.
segment has just been us naming segments. Oh yeah, I mean that's a yeah, that was pretty good.
Frasier's great.
Yeah, I enjoyed it for
Watch
sure.
Frasier.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I actually do like The Office. Though. Am I the biggest Office fan in here? Then
Yeah,
I think I've
definitely
seen
not
them
me.
all.
I don't hate it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I do.
Look at that, dude.
I do too.
Katie LSU. I just figured out I don't like sitcoms. There you go. At least somebody learned something in this segment.
Yeah.
I apologize. I don't know how we.
I think we've done a sitcom tier list before.
Have we?
I think.
Yeah, it's a long
We've
time
done
ago.
so many tier lists.
Yeah.
Sad to say that they died because they
Yeah,
were
King
very
of
fun
Queens
for a
is a
long
good
Oh,
time.
they were fun. I mean, I used to look forward to like sitting in here and having
Yeah.
great debate.
Yeah, the passion got lost for it eventually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we all have 97 jobs. And
No love for Cheers.
Love Cheers.
Never seen it. Another one that's a little before my thing. I feel like Cheers, Coach, Married with
Coach.
Children, all those were like
Wings.
on the edge of my
Wings
kid
great.
vision.
Wings
I would
is a good
see
one.
them on the TV and I'd be like, oh man, like
Three's
I
Company.
I want to watch
I
cartoons.
love Three's Company.
No, I
Yeah,
did
Three's
love Three's
Company.
Company on Nick at Night. I don't know why. Did
Did you watch
hooked me.
Wings
So good.
on Nick
No.
at Night? It used to come on like basically right after
Wings was
Three's
great.
Company.
But I feel like sitcoms, it doesn't matter your age. Like you can watch them because they're on TV all
Yeah.
the time. They're like,
I just didn't appreciate the humor of Married with Children when I
Yeah.
was like
yeah,
7.
you'd like that now.
Or 8. Yes, I'd probably like, oh my God, the show's incredible now. Or like
Yeah.
Cheers, right? Before I had a bar that I loved and felt like I was an actual part of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was pretty young watching Married with Children. Now,
I'll say now
Oh,
you
yeah.
are most definitely Married with Children.
yeah, got a lot of them.
Uh,
Husband to one, father to many.
Wings probably doesn't get a lot of love. You married one of your kids? Oh no, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I
I was
misunderstood.
just trying to speak like Game of Thrones style, you know.
Husband to one, father to many. That is very Game of
Yeah.
Thrones-esque. Malcolm Middle. Shout out Frankie Muniz. I hope he kills it in Talladega, dude. Slowly but surely earning that respect.
He's like that's like the ultimate example, that video that we played, that every actor wants to be an athlete. Every athlete wants to
Yeah.
be an actor. You know, everybody wants to be able to sing. Everybody wants to be able to throw touchdowns. Like, no matter what you're doing, you're always like, man, that's cooler than what I do.
Except Frankie maybe actually has the
Yeah.
skill set to do both. One of the rare guys who could actually legitimately be a professional athlete as a Craftsman truck driver.
Yeah, you know, not everybody's Terry Crews, you know, NFL linebacker, and then in sitcoms and movies. And,
Bro, what about Carl Weathers?
yeah.
I mean, geez, you're going to talk about a Renaissance man. By the end, rest in peace. I mean, he directed his life. He was directing Star Wars by the end. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
He played for the Raiders, so I went with the Charger. Terry
Did he
Crews.
win a Super Bowl?
Probably during
Yeah,
that time, I would
Carl
assume.
Weathers.
I mean, he was playing when it was either the Raiders or the Steelers. They were alternating Super Bowls. I think for 6 straight years, it was either the Steelers or the Raiders.
I mean, if he won a Super Bowl, did he win an Oscar at any point for like
No, probably.
Rocky or anything?
I mean, does he get credit since Rocky won one?
I don't
Rocky
know.
won one?
Yeah, I think Rocky won Best Picture.
So, I mean, technically, right?
I don't know. Shout out Carl
One of the
Weathers.
stars of the movie.
Shout out sitcoms.
I love sitcoms.
Family Matters. Hell yeah. I watched an episode of Family Matters with my guy John the other day. Not one of y'all said Saved by the Bell. I'll allow Jake to mention it here on the way out. God, we've gone so long.
Man, I don't even think about I don't think that as a sitcom. I think about that as just like good old
a way of life.
Yeah, it's a great way to put it.
No, that's just a piece of Jake's DNA. That's not a piece of content. It's a piece of his being.
He did not win a Super Bowl.
Now I'm looking right now. He only played 2 years.
Yeah.
So Terry Crews played longer, I think.
Terry Crews played long? I just always assumed it was like same type deal.
I think 3 or 4.
Was Terry Crews, he was not the office linebacker.
No, that was Terry Tate.
Terry Tate. But the actor who played Terry Tate played Coltrane in the Gears of War games.
3, 4. He got 4 years. He got vested, Bo.
Damn, shout out Terry Crews, dude. What a legend.
Played a year for the Rams, a year for the Chargers, a year for the Redskins, and a year for the Eagles.
There you go.
4 different teams, but played in 32 career games.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I've heard great things about Two Broke Girls, New Girl, all that sort of stuff.
That's all good. All that's good.
All right. We can do this all day. Curb Your Enthusiasm. Everybody hates Chris. Veep. I mean, there it goes. Okay. All right. When we get back here, we have an update from our guy. Actually, we're supposed to do mailbag next. God, it really just screwed us with this. Let's do mailbag. Then we got Coach Mulkey. Get your questions in the chat. Hashtag OTB mailbag. More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench.
Jay Pistol said these new listeners getting their first real taste of what OTB is all about. True.
That they are.
And what we're all about is expert, reliable trash removal. I've always said it. It's my greatest passion in life. That's why I was so pleased when Trash Rangers said they wanted to start to work with us, because it's a couple of local teams teaming up, joining forces to bring you the best trash service in the state. And look, man, if you live in Livingston or Ascension, you get to make a choice about who handles your residential pickup. We have extended our half-off deal. You make the switch today, you can get it for as low as $13.95 a month. Never miss. And remember, we even text you the night before. It's your day, so you never get to put out the trash again. You get your nagging husband off of your back. Go to trashrangers.com today.
Yeah, go to the website. You'll see the number 225-363-9053. Call them today to set up your service, residential, commercial, roll-off dumpsters, 3 different sizes, trashrangers.com.
Serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime. At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends March 5th, 2025.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like Vans custom.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What up, y'all? Let's do a little OTB mailbag.
I have this special delivery for Off the Bench. And look, it is marked most urgent.
They'll be writing to you.
The internet. What the is the internet?
Hashtag OTB mailbag. Once the Brian Kelly era is over, will anyone miss him? Well, I guess that depends on if you win a championship or not, you know?
I think he's funny.
Those are the stakes. I tell people this all the time. I know what the outside perspective is on Kelly, and sometimes I know what the inside perspective is. And I get it. He's a politician. I think you have to be in that job. But on an interpersonal level, he has always been super gracious and super kind.
I like the guy.
That's what I'm saying. And I know that he's doing that because he knows that it helps him to do that, right? For the people that talk about him every single day and to however many people for us to say positive things about him. But yeah, he's always been super open, super gracious, feel thoughtful, honest answers. So yeah, I've actually really enjoyed covering him.
He's one of the few guys, and so at the Senior Bowl every year, with me and Doring, and you know where we're set up, T. We're set up right there, kind of in the stands. It's Shane Beamer, Drinkwitz, BK. It's really kind of they'll go out of their way. They'll come up through the stands, through the crowd, and come sit down with us.
Yeah,
every single year. So
and people love Beamer and Drinkwitz.
Yeah, so he's been great with us.
DJ Trauma hashtag go to me back. If you started LSU in 2020 or 2021, you graduated and never saw LSU win a season opener. How does it make you feel? Not great. Not great.
Well, if you were here 04 to 07, you never saw them lose one. So.
True. Damn near. Against them Beavers, Bo. You don't want them Beavers, Bo. I was stressing watching that game.
The Beavers went home with that big old tail tucked between their legs, Bo.
Damn.
They do have really big tails.
Didn't that guy not miss another extra point for the rest of his career or something?
Yeah, he was a great.
He
kicker.
won the Groza the next year.
Yeah, he was a great kicker.
That was his villain origin story, blowing that game in Baton Rouge for his teammates. Hashtag OT mailbag, Elijah. I feel like he isn't talked about as often anymore. So what's the expectations for Harold Perkins? How do you think he'll be used? I think Harold Perkins has to be the star, right?
Yeah,
Is that confirmed?
So
that's his best role, too.
I don't know that it's confirmed, but it has to be. Where he's at his best. He cannot play
he was not
on
a
the
very
edge
good traditional
all
inside
three
linebacker.
downs. He just can't. He'll get pushed around the run game. And I'm not saying that about him. That's anybody that size. And he's strong. He's fast. But he has real coverage skills. He can be a star. And who blitzes a lot? The star.
Yeah.
The star can come off the edge. I think that's his best role. I think he's Devon Keys was playing the star this year. Yeah. He's way more of a traditional stack linebacker. If you have coverage skills, you got coverage skills.
Yeah, and Perkins was not great at traditional inside linebacker play.
Yeah.
He caught too many blocks. No, put him at star.
I guess that's the thing. Am I wrong for being I'm not going to overhype it anymore?
No,
I'm
I think
not going to downplay it anymore. I'm just going to let it play out and let Harold Perkins do what he does.
It's a good point. He mentions expectations with Harold Perkins. I think the best thing is to just approach with no expectations, and let's just hope that he comes back healthy and can, fulfill some of that great potential. Hashtag OTB mailbag. What's your favorite wine? Again, I'm always a red guy. Prisoner Cab, Prisoner Red Blend, or some favorites that I get a lot?
I am just not a big drinker. I don't drink a lot of wine, but if I do, Pinot Noir is probably going to be the go-to. Much prefer a red.
I love a sparkling wine. I'm a Champs girl.
Champs girl?
I don't really drink wine.
I do not see you drinking wine.
I've tried a lot of them.
I'm going to make you drink like 3 bottles of wine with me sometime. Next time we go out to
Like
eat.
back to back?
Yeah.
All right.
Like I could do it.
You're good at wine drunk. You ever been wine drunk before?
Yeah, and I don't drink wine, so no.
It's great. It makes you feel like you're connected to the ancients.
Victoria loves
And then you
wine.
wake
She
up
tries
with
to
a
get me to
god-awful
try it.
headache.
Like she'll order
If
it
it's
at
red.
restaurants, but I just never got into it.
Hashtag O2 mailbag. How is this different from Ask the Bench? All right, guys, take him out back. He's asking too many questions.
This is very simple. It's spelled differently.
OTB mailbag.
It's a different name.
Which LSU sports would you sacrifice to pay for basketball and football?
Well, because you got to think.
I'm not giving you
The
baseball.
Quidditch team.
You're not getting baseball.
You're not
Near
getting
and dear to my
baseball.
heart.
Wait, sacrifice
But
for...
you're not getting a lot of money for the Quidditch team.
I'm not
Sacrifice
sacrificing
for-
anybody for basketball, if I'm being completely honest.
Well, so basketball and football? I feel like football is fine.
Football, I'll sacrifice anybody.
Yeah, football is
Basketball, I'm
fine.
sacrificing nobody. That's how I'm answering it.
I'll sacrifice basketball for football.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly, yeah.
You mean like, do we... I guess his question's almost like pick one dominant sport.
Look, I've been here for a Final Four run, men's and women's, at the same time, like on the same year. That was great. But I'm just not sure that I can give you baseball for basketball because that
I'm
championship
not doing it.
ride that we just went on a couple years ago.
Oh,
that's
one
one of my
greatest
best
memories of my life.
memories that I'll have. Yeah.
See, I
best
would, but I am
fan
in
memories
the
of my
vast
life.
minority.
DJ Trauma says, has to go to mailbag. If I waste 6 hours of my day, 2.5 hours driving, 3 hours of football game, and I sit through 3/4 of your team getting blown out, but I decide to leave in the 4th, am I a fair weather fan?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
You do not have to stay till the clock hits 0. If it's a blowout, either way, you are well within your rights to leave.
Yes. In all honesty, yes, you can leave early.
I always felt good when the crowd would clear out because it meant you did your job.
It's like Dane Lanning waving to the Michigan crowd.
What was that? I missed that.
Well, pregame speech, he's like, we are going to get them out of this building early. And like at the beginning of the fourth quarter, they started to leave. And he's like in a team huddle. He's pointing to him. He's like, I told you, get them out of here. Get them out of here early. I told you they were going to be leaving.
Oh, let's go. It's interesting what you said about Lanning earlier and kind of the step up in expectation that he's about to be dealing with.
Yeah, it's different. It's going to be different now.
Yeah, without a doubt. All right, that does for OTB Mailbag. Coming up next, let's talk to the legend herself, everybody's favorite segment of every week, and that is Coach Kim Mulkey. Coming up here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. What a perfect read, as we're about to talk to an All-Star, a Hall of Famer, in fact. And you'll feel like a Hall of Famer when you go to All-Star, and they help you find your next vehicle. Now, you go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. If you want, a box will pop up, and you can search the inventory by keyword, make and model, price. If it's like a budget thing, it's all right there. It's all very easy. It's All-Star. Get it? They're looking up Airline in Goodwood, though. You can always just go show up and talk to
Why
the
did
team.
you just sound like Wes Blankenship doing Matthew McConaughey?
Get it? It's All-Star. Get it? Now you see, All-Star Toyota. They got a car of your future and your past because they've always been there for you. But the question is, are you there for them? All-Star Toyota. Get it, man.
I think you should do all of them that way the rest of the time.
I tried. That's the first ever McConaughey impression I've tried.
Yeah,
Give me a break, guys.
allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends March 5th, 2025.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. It is Tuesday to Thursday, which means one thing. It is time to talk to the most legendary coach in the game, and that is Coach Kim Mulkey. Coach Mulkey, what is going on? How we doing here on this Tuesday morning?
Well, all is well. I hope y'all are doing good. I don't like cold weather, but we'll deal with it.
Blame the groundhog, Coach. You know, Phil showed up, said 6 more weeks of winter, and here we are, Arctic freeze incoming.
You're right, and I guess it's worse in other places than here, but we're not used to this cold weather.
No. And I'm not right. He was right. You know, it's crazy. Anyway, let's get to this weekend. Sunday's game against Texas, very hard-fought, tough, defensive battle, a game decided in the margins, things like free throws. You mentioned inbound plays, but I want to start here. Now that you've had time to digest the film, what were your big takeaways about what happened to create that result?
Well, I haven't digested it yet.
Okay.
Digesting it is you've moved on. I haven't moved on yet. We were off yesterday, so today we'll get in the film room, and honestly, we won't even talk about Georgia.
Okay.
We will talk about Texas. I will go probably watch the entire thing, and I will make kids be accountable. Listen, we played our asses off. We played so hard defensively. Everybody thought it would be such a mismatch in the paint because they have the bulk and the bigs. Our paint people did their job. Samaya had one of her best games. She blocked shots. She rebounded, and it showed in the end. The stats were even in rebounding. What lost the game, and it's just we're not good enough yet when we need your toughest in tough situations to be disciplined. And I don't say you have to make outstanding plays. Just do what you need to do to win a ball game. Whether that is get a ball in on an inbounds play. That happened 2 or 3 times. That's a turnover. Defensively, go over scout reports, no personnel. Do you have to fight over a pick? Can you go under? Help, communicate. And it's not talent. It's not talent. I've said this after the South Carolina loss. That was basically a 6-point loss that ended up being 10. The Texas game was basically a one-possession game. We ended up having to foul, and they ended up winning by 7. But you got a 12-point lead with about 4:50 to go in the third quarter. And what happened? And I just need each of them to see what they could have done individually, which would have made it so much easier collectively. And you just got to do it. It's those tough film sessions. It's those hard-nosed truths that got to be told, and put on your big girl panties today and deal with it.
So actually, Coach, that's exactly where I wanted to go next was, if you don't mind, if you could kind of take us into the film room a little bit on a day like today. I'm assuming you watch as a team, and what is the kind of what is your delivery when somebody needs to improve on something? How do you message that in that room?
I think the delivery is not always the same. Some games I don't go back after losses because we have to get ready for a huge game coming up. We played Georgia. Georgia's 2-10. That doesn't mean we're going to, ignore them. We'll do our scouting report. But right now, correcting why we're not good enough in these tough moments is more important to me than going and start talking about Georgia and just forget about holding them accountable. Will the tone in that room be calm? Will the tone be intense and hard? I don't plan that. I think as we sit there and you watch it, I don't know what the tone will be, because if you plan something, it's fake. If you speak from your heart in that moment, regardless if it's loud, if it's soft, if it's tears, I can't plan that. All I know is it's got to be done, and you just look at the 2 losses. You could have won those games. I'm going to particularly say the Texas game. We handed that game to them, and that's not to take away from what they did to win it. I always say, you got to be tough. You got to be tough in the toughest of situations, and we weren't tough.
Coach, in the moment when you're having those film sessions, and I've always wondered this, just being a player, can you tell who is taking exactly how you want them to take it? Can you tell who maybe still needs some more coaching, and you still need to go over the situation? In that moment, can you kind of tell who it's hitting home with?
Well, I think what we do is we learn about our individual players through the course of the year. So we probably already know who's pointing the finger and blaming others. We probably already know that this kid is soft. We probably already know this kid is still pissed off because she let her team down. We all probably already know that, you kind of know their personalities, but you can't change the entire complexion of a locker room because one kid might get her feelings hurt. That's what I said. Put on your big girl panties and own it.
Yeah.
I'm going to protect these kids. Always will. I'll never throw kids under the bus like a lot of coaches do, but I'm going to challenge them, and I want you to listen to this. Gino and them go to Tennessee a week ago. That's UConn.
Yep.
And they get beat by Tennessee. And he ripped one of his players that's the best player in the country, going to win all the awards, going to be the number 1 draft pick. Rips her in the press conference without calling her name. Everybody knew what he was saying.
Yeah.
Comes back, and a week later, he beats South Carolina at South Carolina, the first time they've been beaten in 70-something games there, by 29 points.
Crazy.
So here's a coach that rips kids, and they must have she must have responded. I wonder, and that's the question of my kids, I wonder if I threw some of you guys under the bus, if that would generate any difference in, corrections on what mistakes you continue to make. I don't know. I don't plan to do that, but I'm trying to make them understand it's time to get your attention. Yeah, the bench will get your attention for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, we're 25, 26 and 2. The sky's not falling. I'd rather you beat me 30 then have a chance to win, and we didn't make the plays and do what we needed to do to win.
Yeah, like you said, I know. I mean, the up 12 in the third quarter, basically in the third, that's a tough pill to swallow. But it seems like toughness seems to be the theme this week, both like toughness in the moment, the toughness to take the criticism, and then the toughness to respond to the adversity. I feel like on this team, you have a lot of alphas. So I don't know, Coach. I have to imagine that when you challenge their toughness, that's going to, I feel like that would resonate with them, incite something in them to try to go out there and be even harder.
Well, it's not, I'm going to say, it's not about playing hard. And I think sometimes people get that confused.
Okay.
Playing hard, you can play as hard as you want to play, and sometimes it doesn't, you just get beat by a better team. And I'm talking about identifying and showing them the moment in the game when we needed you to defend that screen, or we needed you to run the floor hard right there. That is just pure tough. That's pure being in shape. That's pure being digging a little deeper. I went to the press conference, and I owned that loss.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I'll tell them is, should I have owned it? Should I have owned that loss by saying I should have played my bench more? I don't know, but that's what I do. I think about what I could have done better as a coach, what I could have done in the middle of the game to help us win. I'll tell you how I raised my kids. I remember when Kramer played for Paul Maneri. You go find it. Y'all probably have it on in your archives. And they were going through a tough stretch. They were getting beat midweek by in-state schools, which happens a lot in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
They'll throw their number one pitcher, and LSU will, start other people, saving their best pitchers for the weekend. And I'll never forget it. Kramer was the captain, leader, or whatever his senior year, and he wasn't playing very well. He wasn't hitting the ball. He wasn't doing what he needed to do. And he got before every camera. I'll never forget it. And he would say, y'all need to stay off of Maneri. This is on me. Until I play better, we're not going to be good. And I'm thinking to myself, you don't see kids do that anymore. You don't see kids own it. But you see, I'm old school, and that's the way I raise my kids. A coach can't pass, shoot, or dribble for you. They can't throw it. They can't bat for you. And but I'm going to own it. I'm going to own that, to take the heat off of those kids. But that was a tough pill to swallow Sunday afternoon.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you're one of the most highest competitive drives of any human being that I think anybody's ever encountered. Coach, today seems like a good day to resurface the just one possession poem.
You're thinking like a coach. I was laying in bed this morning before getting up, and I said, well, I don't have to give that sheet out. What I'll do is tell them to go get their notebooks and make them read it again, because it was just one possession. It literally was a one-possession game. And I'll ask each of them, if it was a one-possession game, what could you have done? But that's part of coaching, and I'm giving y'all just little insights on how you handle things in the locker room, how you handle a team. We've got 4 very tough games remaining.
Yeah.
Of course, Georgia's not one of the tougher ones, but you got to go to Kentucky. We've got to go to Alabama, both ranked, and then you got to finish up at home against a tough Ole Miss team that has beaten ranked teams of late. So it's not going to be easy. You want to finish 3rd, 4th in this league. You're not going to be able to win it now. Probably end in a tie, so they'll flip a coin probably about at the end to see who's going to get the 1 seed in the conference tournament, and then you get ready for the postseason after the conference tournament. So I'm not down. I'm just very, I'm very focused and intense right now to get their attention and make all of them hold themselves accountable.
Coach, and we cannot thank you enough for the insight that you give us every single week here on the program. I mean, it's crazy. These are lessons that don't just apply to basketball. I feel like they apply to like everyday life and how you we can all go about conducting ourselves. So tough loss on Sunday, Coach. Kick ass this Thursday night in the PMAC. Again, really tough stretch down these final 4 for this LSU women's basketball team. Thank you so much, Coach.
Hey, guys, you're welcome. Take care.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach Mulkey, absolute legend. Shoo, she don't inspire you, bruh. Gets me going every single week. I would want no one else in charge of this team going into the postseason or teaching this team how to respond to a setback or to a tough loss.
Yeah, one of the things that I do love is there's no coach speak.
Nah.
They got a game against Georgia, and she mentioned it multiple times, and she wasn't trying to be disrespectful, but it is what it is.
Keep it
and
real.
she knows that the lessons that they have to take from that loss on the road against Texas are still something that needs to be coached off of. And we're going to turn the page. You're going to focus on Georgia. Well, she knows that's not what, is best for this team as they move forward and try to, get into the NCAA tournament, make that run that we all think they can and will.
So, thanks, Coach Mulkey. The absolute best. More Off the Bench. Closing at hour 2 next.
Off the bench.
Go to Pelican Roof. PelicanRoof.com is the website. Raise the roof, guys. That's right.
Oh, my God.
Sheet metal roof gutters, all of it. Look, if you're in Lafayette, you're in Baton Rouge. You want a new roof, you need a new roof, okay? You can get it. You can go to PelicanRoof.com. You can use the instant quote tool, put in your address. They use satellite imagery to look at your roof. You get to put in what type of roof you want. You get a ballpark quote right there in just a matter of seconds. Or you call them up and they'll answer immediately because they have dedicated employees at every single step of the process, from answering the phones all the way through cleanup. Every single project has a dedicated project manager, not one person juggling a bunch of different jobs, because all they care about is making sure that you have the full resources, the full attention that you deserve, which ensures the quality that you deserve. So if you need a roof, go to Pelican Roof, PelicanRoof.com.
At Atmos Energy, our smart choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225.
Welcome back to more sports talk with some other stuff mixed in. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Desire, believe when
Cannon, y'all. Welcome back to OTB. Did y'all see the this is BSB?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know why. I mean, I'm getting so confused in my older age. Dude. Did y'all see the Ross Dellinger report on the Big Ten and the SEC?
Want to go to 14 teams?
Well, yeah, which, I mean, again, I know nobody listens to, hell, I think everybody listens to, like an average of like 10 minutes of the show every day, except for all you real ones in the chat. I see y'all. You know I love y'all. Except for you, Scott. No, I'm just kidding, Scott. I love you more than anybody, pretty much. But I feel like we've talked about this a lot, and so sometimes I feel boring talking about it, Jake, because I feel like it's something that we've laid out a ton. But it appears as if the Big Ten and the SEC continuing to kind of flex their control over the sport, that in 2026 we are almost absolutely going to get a 14 or 16 team playoff. And it's a setup that we've been talking about. 4 auto bids for the SEC, 4 for the Big Ten, 2 for the ACC, 2 for the Big 12. And if you're listening, you're like, oh, man, why would the ACC and the Big 12 agree to that? Here's the one detail I did not know. That under this new playoff contract, that the Big Ten and the SEC actually have sole decision-making power. That in the memorandum of understanding that they signed, they basically agreed to quote, have meaningful consultation and collect input from the other conferences, but they have the sole decision-making power at the end of the day. So it looks like this is going to expand. And you may be upset, but again, I love this because this takes the committee out of it. No BS. Just where do you finish in conference? Decide it on the field. You're a top 4 team, you're in. You're a top 2 team, you're in. And it opens up potential for championship week and other things we talk about. Let's say for seeds 3 and 4 in the SEC, what if you had teams 3 and 6 play and 4 and 5? Winner gets in. That's very fun. How about this? Another new detail, though, that we haven't talked about that Ross points out in here. When this kicks in, if this kicks in, it actually is a prerequisite to kicking off a scheduling alliance between the Big Ten and the SEC, because teams are no longer worried about losing out-of-conference games. The Big Ten and the SEC are agreeing to play like basically how basketball is the SEC Challenge, do that in football. So I think this is a very good thing for the sport overall.
Oh, if I could place matchups in the non-con, it'd certainly be between the Big Ten and the SEC. I know expanding the playoff, a lot of people are going to roll their eyes at that because a lot of people didn't like the 12-team playoff. They thought it was too long, too many games, not interesting enough in the first round. But it's going to happen. Right, wrong, or indifferent, love it, hate it, whatever. It's going to happen, and the SEC and the Big Ten are going to get theirs. That is just how it's going to be. You're going to have 8 teams from those conferences at minimum. And, moving forward, I don't know how long that stays in place, but it feels like that's going to be the path. And so they want to get it done. You mentioned they've got the power. No question they have the power. And, they're the 2 biggest in the room, and that's just how it's going to play out.
Yeah, sorry, I missed the trigger point. So this would incentivize the 9 conference games, which then would incentivize the scheduling alliance. More to be hour 3. Nick Underhill kicking off next.
Off the Bench.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends March 5th, 2025.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Good morning. It's a 9 a.m. here on Tuesday, February 18th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect rainy skies with a high of 61 in hour 3 of today's show. Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football hops on at 9 a.m. And we'll close things out with Ask the Bench. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah, 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 yeah!
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
All right. Good news. Larry David and Seinfeld are cool. Chris Brooks sent me an Instagram post that Seinfeld had, and obviously the thing that I had seen was a bit taken out of context, or I was misunderstanding it, because they're cool. So that's good news. That makes me happy. Right now, it is Tuesday at 9 a.m., which means we talk to the Saints insider, Nick Underhill, Nick_Underhill. NewOrleans.football is the site. I'm a proud subscriber, have been for many years. You should be as well. Nicky, what's up, man? How we doing here on this Tuesday?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Doing well. I imagine things are going very well. I mean, all the analytics we're seeing on this side of the equation is that people are just gobbling up Saints stuff right now. So how are things going at NewOrleans.football?
It's always up over here, man. It's always up over here. Everything's been, good. Look, I think one of the things that's been good overall, though, is that like they've remained interesting even during this down spell. Like the team hasn't yet become the like 90s Lions or whatever it is, or early 2000s Lions. Like that's when I'll be worried. But right now people are still excited and watching and reading and all that stuff. So all things are good over here.
And again, guys, New Orleans on football, just the deep dives, just the news, the insight, fantastic, well worth it if you are a New Orleans Saints fan. Nick, let's just start with some of the obvious stuff here. Let's start with coordinators, as there's a lot of Doug Nussmeier going around. There's a lot of Brandon Staley going around. Former LSU defensive coordinator Durante Jones also interviewed here. But all the interviews are done, or at least all prerequisites that can be, that have to be met before a hire are done. Is it going to be Nuss and Staley?
Yeah,
okay.
It'll be those two. I think Nuss will probably get hired pretty soon. It sounded like that was kind of like nearing toward that, like couple little things to put together, and then that one's going to get done. And then I think it'll be Staley too. It sounded like Staley from the beginning. I think it'll be Staley at the end. And I think that's probably how you want to see it play out, because those are his guys. You want to see him kind of aligned with his people and not have it be like a Dennis Allen situation where he's trying to get people and he can't get people in. And, it's just kind of built in, especially with Nussmeier. Like, he's been with him at multiple stops, and it seems like that's kind of key to success. Like going to the Seinfeld Larry David thing, like, they're going to write, like, have them write together. Like, you're going to get a better show like that. So, I mean, I think that's probably the best way to go about it. And, Staley, I think, is super interesting too. I mean, you start looking at some of the stuff he does. I don't know, how it's going to work if he's back in a coordinator role. I don't know if the LA success was like really because of having great players, or if, getting the head coaching stuff off allows him to get back to being a better coordinator. But a lot of the theory and a lot of the stuff on what he does is kind of really interesting. And I think it's a very highly intelligent individual. The gap and a half scheme and all that stuff, and the pattern matching. It just kind of seems like his whole defense is built to kind of have answers for everything and in real time, and maybe being a defensive coordinator, kind of having those complexities and whatever, like maybe it allows you to kind of coach that and install it. And just, if you're paying 100% of your attention to making sure everybody knows your defense instead of, so much time on the defense but having to oversee everything else, maybe you can get back to being, what he was at one point in his career, which was, one of the rising bright young minds of the league. So I'm interested to kind of see how that plays out once he gets in that role. But yeah, I like the idea of him getting these guys. The major concern for me is that I don't know that you have the prototypical alpha dog in that room. And look, you can have a lot of really tough dogs in different shapes and sizes, but a pit bull just kind of comes across a little bit different, and hopefully they get one of those somewhere on the staff.
All right, so now that, we kind of know what the coaching staff's going to be, certainly in head coach and coordinators, we got a pretty good idea. What about personnel? Like, what, in your opinion, is going to be that first move? Because we know the Saints, their age, the cap situation. What do you think is going to be the first move that we see as far as personnel before we get to the NFL draft?
A great question. They could go so many different directions with this, and I'm sure you guys have been talking about it for a week. The non-commitment to Derek Carr it's the most fascinating thing that's kind of happened so far, and I do think cap-wise that you're tied to him for a year. But the fact that he didn't come out and say this is his guy, like that says a lot. Like, he was able to come out and say Alvin is somebody he's excited about. nobody asked him about Eric McCoy, but if you ask him about Eric McCoy, I guarantee he says that's my starting center. So you don't have trouble committing to people that you're committed to, and that it's obvious you're going to be committed to. It's a very, very least. He made it clear this is not my guy. Like, this could be my quarterback, but it's not my quarterback. That's how I kind of read that. So I think he's going to be on the team. But look, I don't know which way they're going to go with this. I feel like they got to cut a couple guys. I feel like you kind of got to start the house cleaning a little bit. But I mean, honestly, like we're at day 5, day 6 of this. Him being the coach, like still trying to figure it all out. I'd be lying if I sat here and said like I had insight into how he's thinking. I don't. Like I don't know what he's thinking yet. But I do think they got to clean house a little bit with some of these guys. And yeah, it could go a lot of different directions. Obviously, I think you're at a place with Cam. I think you try to get a pay cut with him. Tyron's obviously at a point in his career where I think you're looking at him. DeMario's at a point in his career. If you're starting to rebuild, I think you're looking at him. I put Taysom in that basket, even though you only save like $100,000 if you get rid of him. So I don't really see him going. But like, none of these are easy decisions, and I don't know if they want to start a reboot or kind of keep it going. Some of the messaging was that he feels that they're close and that they could be a competitive team next year, which, that doesn't surprise me to hear him talk like that. I don't think you make a hire of somebody that's like completely disaligned with the organizational thought process overall. And, we know Mickey and them have long felt that you can compete in this division while trying to rebuild. I think they're going to try to keep going, one foot in, one foot out. So I don't know. I'm fascinated, and I'm trying to figure those things out myself. But yeah, those are definitely the most interesting things going on with the team right now.
Yeah, that was the funniest part about the competing answer to me was he was like, the subtext was him being like, I don't know, dude, the NFC South sucks. So like, in this division, you can maybe have a chance. No matter what. Have you? And this is a very nebulous question. I don't know that there are going to be a lot of concrete answers to be had here, but with a week on the job and you having the contacts that you do, have you heard anything about how the building's receiving him, how he's, his rhythm, his style? Like, do we have any early returns on how he feels and operates as the head coach?
Yeah, I was asking people that actually yesterday. Yeah, and I think people are happy with him, who he is as a person, how he carries himself, how he treats people, and I mean that kind of comes across in everything with him, though, is that he just seems like a genuinely like good human being, nice person. And I think we'll find out about like the ability to quote unquote bring it like in tougher situations and kind of figure out what that is. That's what I'm most interested with him, though, is like to see if there is that other side to him. But I mean, as far as like working alongside him and all that stuff, like I'm sure people are going to be like very happy with him. It sounds like, he's kind of on top of the P's and Q's, detail oriented, all that stuff. And I think they were kind of shifting more towards that second half of last year with Rizzi, and they're kind of having everything, put together well. But yeah, people seem to like him so far. I mean, Monday was really kind of the first day on the job. But yeah, I mean, it seems like people like him and he's treating people well.
Nick, one of the things that we talked about, because the Saints didn't have a head coach at the time, was the Senior Bowl and the Shrine Game and not having a staff in place for those events. And, the draft's going to be big for the Saints this year. They got a top 10 pick, and they need to add to their roster, certainly. So what do you think as far as maybe position of need, like where maybe their main focus would be when it comes to the draft? And they are probably playing catch up right now, trying to get on the same page between the GM and the coach and the coordinators whenever those hires happen. But what do you think right now is going to be maybe the position or two positions they'll look at there in the top 10?
I think all things being equal, like it's definitely like if you could put any player on this team, I think it definitely has to be some type of defensive lineman, pass rusher. If they're going to a Staley 3-4, you want the Khalil Mack type pass rusher, like whatever it is outside linebacker. Like they need somebody that can get after the quarterback. And I think all things being equal, like if you can have that player sitting there at 9, that's absolutely where you want to go. And I think that's where they need to start building their team from. I think that's their their weakest position. I mean, obviously quarterback, but I don't. Look, I would have been wrong on Bo Nix last year. So if you love someone and he's your guy and you see the vision, all that, cool, go get it.
Sure.
Like I don't see Jackson Dart as being worth the ninth pick in the draft, and I think that's probably where you end up going if you want a quarterback there. So all things being equal, I mean, I would prefer the Saints to get their pass rusher, but like this team is so like janky right now that I think you can take someone literally at any position, like literally any position. You know. The guy I enjoy watching the most is the Penn State tight end. Like I think he's the most interesting player in the draft. But if it's Genty, like you could sell me on Genty. You could sell me on another offensive tackle. You know, obviously McMillan, like that type of wide receiver would open up this offense quite a bit. You know, Starks, you could give me Starks. You know, give me anything, like any type, like you can give me any position. I don't know if the Michigan cornerback, it kind of seems like he's fallen a little bit. Will Johnson, you know, but still, I liked watching him. I like this, like any position at that spot, you could tell me, and I could get my head around it. Like I think they need everything, and if they don't need it today, they're going to need it tomorrow because the person filling that spot's old. So, like, give me the best player. But like, yeah, if I can take my pick, if I can have a prototype, like any type of defensive lineman that can get after the quarterback, like I don't see how that's going to get better. I don't see how you address it in free agency, and I don't see how they win games until they figure that out.
Nick, you wrote about this on New Orleans on Football, but one thing you talked about coming from Philly is like how good their lines were, and to build a championship team, you got to build through the lines, which is obvious, right? We all know this, but I guess my question to you would be, this is ultimately super disappointing for the New Orleans Saints because you've been trying to do that, right? 3 first-round picks, spin on offensive linemen since 2020, and your best offensive lineman was a second-round pick in Eric McCoy. So, like, it's one of those things where you've been trying to, you keep missing. Do you know anything about the process and how they evaluate these guys and maybe how they're looking to change their process based on the fact that they really have hamstrung themselves by missing so consistently there?
It's mind blowing, and then you go to the other side too. Like you got the 2 firsts on Davenport, the Peyton Turner, the Foskey, you know, Brzee, the first rounder. Like it's considerable. Like that was the weirdest thing that Kellen Moore said during his press conference was that the considerable investment on the lines, and it was just like, yeah, but like, what's the return? Like, yeah, it's great. You spent a lot of money on this house, but the house is falling down. Like, you need Chip and Joanna in there to get this thing right. It's just like it's not. But yeah, look, they gotta. I think the issue is that there's just been reaches, and that there's a need, and they haven't really been in like great position to get quote unquote sure things at those spots, and especially on the defensive line, and then you're swinging the bat and hoping for the best late in the first round, and you're missing. And look, the whole penning process, like I understand the scouting on him and all that, like big guy, fast, strong, all that, but the way they approached that draft was crazy to me. They made the trade up before the draft, and it was just like, we're going to get in a position and then we're going to draft someone, but like it isn't targeted. And
wait, I did not remember that. Hold on. They traded up before the draft, not during the draft when they saw like their guy on the board.
No.
What?
No, before the draft. Yeah. They made their moves before the draft, and it was just like they were going to get the player, and it didn't matter. It was just they were moving up an asset. That was DA's first year. I think they wanted to get him set up for success and kind of, okay, we're just gonna have these assets here, and then get the players, and you're set up, and you'll be good to go. And it wasn't, you know, like it didn't work out. They made the wrong pick. And look, he's become serviceable, but certainly not at that value. So I think it's just really they gotta target the right players and not reach, like not try to make something fit in those spots. I think that's really what it is. Like they've tried to make guys fit, and it's just on the wrong players. Even Fuaga to a degree. Like I think he had a good rookie season, but like you got a guy with like shorter arms, you put him to the other side of the line. Like that's still kind of like he's filling the hole or whatever, but it's still kind of not like prototype what you want at that spot. So I would I don't know. Like, beggars can't be choosers, but at some point, maybe it's better to say no and not try to force something that isn't there. And I think they've been trying to force it for a while on both sides and just haven't really been in position to get the right guys.
And here we arrive at the ultimate question on the New Orleans Saints, which is like, does Kellen Moore even matter with the front office that continues to struggle? Only time will tell. Nick Underhill, NewOrleans.football is the site. Of course, follow Nick on Twitter, Nick_Underhill. Just elite Saints coverage, y'all. Nick, thank you so much, my friend.
Yeah, take it easy, guys.
Take it easy. Nick Underhill, the legend. Coming up, I kind of want to revisit the Jonathan Martin story maybe for a little bit. And we still got a Tay NFL story of the day. We got Ask the Bench, which is definitely not OTB mailbag. Thank you. So
who said it was? I mean, completely different.
It's like Alonzo said, it's literally named different things.
Yeah.
So how could it be the same? Right?
Couldn't.
All right, more Off the Bench coming up next.
Off the Bench.
Hold on, I got a meme somewhere in here. There we go. Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. GEAUXTommys.com. GEAUXTommys.com. Look, man, if you want new Hardy Plank vinyl siding, wood or vinyl windows, you need any type of door, you want to go and trust the exterior home improvement specialist at Tommy's. Now, Tommy himself has been in this game for 30 years, guys. But after 20 years of working for somebody else, said, you know what? I've learned a lot, but there are things I would do differently. How I treat the customer service, I give all this. Okay. And so then he starts his own company. That was damn near a decade ago. And now all 8 years it's been in existence. It's taken home in that Angie Super Service Award because the service is second to none. So you want energy efficient options that save you money over time. You want lifetime warranties. It's all there. GoTommys.com.
Hey, go to the website and see what they can do for you. Check out the testimonials, gallery of work. Remember, they can customize your job as well. That's GoTommys.com.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends March 5th, 2025.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111.
I do. All I am, all I'll be.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
All that I'll ever need is in your eyes, shining at me. When you smile, I can feel all my passion unfolding.
Okay, Nick Lachey.
Your hand versus mine, and the thousands.
This is the second time Nick Lachey has came up in 2 days for me.
Garbage voice.
Dude, shut your face.
Garbage voice.
No, shut your face.
Overrated.
Shut up.
You don't like this?
We ain't gonna come here and disrespect Nick Lachey.
Chill out. This gives you the 99th degree.
Yeah, and you could never.
I don't think Alon just heard that one. I've used that one like a million
No,
times.
I haven't heard that one.
That was my first one. Is this true? Dov Kleeman, who I do not trust or like that much anymore on Twitter. But Dov Kleeman saying Tyreek Hill in 2024, 4 receiving touchdowns, 5 newborn children. Did my mans have 5 children in a calendar year?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Damn.
I want to talk to these girls.
He really took that Andrew Tate thing to heart, huh?
Right.
Did y'all see that?
I can't imagine what it was.
Andrew Tate was like, if you have all your kids with one woman, you're not a conqueror. Because, of course, Andrew Tate was like,
Who, takes it? Do people take advice from that guy?
obviously. Which is a problem.
I'm just, so confused.
But Benjamin Watson quote tweeted him, and I think said, no, you're something more. And then Benjamin Watson, Jake, how many kids he have now? I think he has
Ben
7 or
has
8.
6.
Yeah, my man's had a big, just beautiful, loving family. And I'm like, thank you, Benjamin Watson. This is what actually matters. Not you know how many kids you want, whatever. But I'm just talking about the love, the love and contentment that comes from just a happy family.
Yeah. If you want to get by me, if you want to get punched in the face, say something about how many kids I have in a negative way.
The funny thing
it
is,
happens all the time, and I don't hold back either.
Well, that's the thing is that
when somebody makes a joke about it, if you want to get in a fight with me, it can be on the spot because I made that decision. It's my choice. You had a choice to have none, 1, 2, 3, and that is on you. But when somebody says something about how many children I have, oof. And Katie knows it too, because if they say it, she's like, all right, let's go.
No, I feel it too, because people don't understand. People think it's just I'm just going to make a little joke about it, but it's an actual trigger point for Jake. And so people do it all the time casually, and we're just doing little reactions. I feel like, the guy, when Jose Mourinho takes off his headphones, that meme where he's
yeah.
Oh, no, that's me whenever somebody says, I'm like, no. Oh, God, come on. It was going so well up to this point.
I want to talk to these girls that keep letting Tyreek Hill get them pregnant, though.
I mean, hey, look, you're going to be taken care of.
But how much Taylor's going this, the money sign, but how much money can you really get if he has 7 other people that he needs to give it to?
You look, the courts are going to make sure you get enough money to be living, well, taken care of.
I guess I'm just not willing to compromise my morals for money.
Well, and also to be fair, I don't think I can sit here and say that that's the only reason why these women are doing this. I mean, they're obviously, you could be attracted to them. Stuff happens. It's a million different things. But certainly knowing that the father of your baby is financially well off does not hurt. Given that it means that you'll, like I said, you'll probably be taken care of, or at least you should be.
I guess.
I want y'all's reaction to this video. Taylor, I sent you this. This is this guy. To be honest, I don't know much about him, but I keep dreaming about him.
What?
Yeah. This guy.
It's the mystery guy T-Bob dreams about.
Chuck's on the Avenue, I think is the name of his liquor store. I don't know his story. He seems like maybe he was a real estate guy back in the day. But here's his original video. And when I tell you, the other night especially, I had one of the most intense dreams. I've been having these very mundane dreams, very realistic though. And me and him were just doing some content together and whatnot. But Watch this video and just tell me what you think.
As you know, pepperoni is really greasy, and I love pepperoni. I don't like pizza, but I love pepperoni. So what I do is I take pepperoni, I chew it up really well. I get the juices and grease in my mouth, both sides of my cheeks. Then I sip my red wine. Way around my mouth. I love feeling the grease come out of my cheeks and down my throat. Excellent way to drink wine and learn how to drink wine. Getting the greases out of your palate and down your throat.
I find him to just be magnetic, enthralling. Everything that he does, he's got these big, thick hands. Like, did that make you hungry?
No.
That didn't make you hungry.
It kind of grossed me out.
That makes me crave pepperoni and Pinot Noir.
I
How he drinks his Pinot too, it's like a snowball. He crushes up the ice. He uses like crushed up like Sonic type ice. The best ice, objectively, small little cubes.
Yeah.
But he uses that type of ice and he pours his Pinot in there. He says it's like a snowball. I mean, so I had a dream that me and him were doing that we were filming, eating pepperoni and, really, dropping it in the mouth, living in it, letting like you said, the greases start to coat your mouth and then getting that delicious Pinot on ice and swirl. I just love him. I think he's electric.
I don't like the sounds.
I think we do. I hate those sounds.
I hate them.
That's the
I
best
think we
part.
do need to fix your algorithm.
My algorithm's
I was waiting
beyond
for him to
saving.
be like, I chew up this pepperoni real fine. I was like, he's about to spit it out and use it on something else. And he didn't. And I was like, okay, thank goodness.
No, again, I don't know what it is. It's not like, that video kind of went semi-viral, I suppose, but I watch all of his videos. And it's not like a lot of people do. He doesn't have a ton of followers, but he's one with a French fry po' boy. Oh, it looks so good. Let's get yourself a little. He said, growing up, maybe not having as much, you see French fry po' boys. It's a delicious piece of French bread. I mean, fully dressed, just French fries as the meat. Sounds pretty damn good to me. Wash that round with some Pinot on ice. Chat, what do y'all think? Are y'all with
I don't
Chucks?
think they like it either.
Nobody's rocking with Chucks?
No.
Mm-mm.
Pepperoni chewing ASMR? Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Not to have that too. When I see that, dude, I think about wet shrimp and Tabasco sauce. See, got thick hands. You couldn't see it on the video. Thick hands. It was awful to listen. Okay, never mind. I guess that's just me. I triggered something inside me, man. It tickles my brain. It causes a real ASMR interaction with me when I watch that man eat food. He'll watch me food all the time. He just seems to enjoy it so much.
It might make you feel the way that I feel watching Bob Ross, or like the average person feels.
I love watching Bob Ross, but that's a calming, soothing,
Is that not what you
peace
just-
sort of situation. No, this is like a sensation.
Oh.
A tickling. It makes me hungry.
No.
It makes me crave.
Big Fave eating cheesecake.
I just want to drop that pepperoni in from above like he did. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do that this Friday. Or I think we're doing Wednesday champagne shenanigans to celebrate a big Annie tomorrow, but more on that later. But yeah, maybe we can do that tomorrow. You want to eat some pep and drink some Pinot on crushed ice?
There's leaner ways to get protein in than pepperonis.
I like
I'll eat pepperoni. I like pepperoni.
Same thing.
Do I have to eat it like that guy?
Yes.
I don't know then.
Coat your mouth, feel it on your cheeks.
That
You
just
wash
seems
down the
like
throat.
it's like a job. Like I don't want to do that.
But there's somebody said, taste is one thing, but texture is also one of the, and mouthfeel and all that. That is one of the great parts of food, no? Am I wrong? All right. I don't know. Viewers leaving the show in droves. Nobody's talking to me. Jake's surfing the internet. Laundry and Taylor just checked out giggling. Okay. Hey, Chuck, I got your back, dog. Okay? I got your freaking back. I like the cut of your jib. I like how you eat. I like how you drink. You've inspired me. Let's actually do that content together sometime. Make my dreams come true, literally.
I could see you just making this guy so uncomfortable. You show up and you're like, Chuck, like, I've had multiple dreams about this moment.
Chuck, let me shake them thick hands, man. God.
I mean, God, you just want to shake my hand, get it over with?
Boy, you won't eat pepperoni. You ain't no Chuck. Get out of here.
I will, but there's better options.
Get out of here. Actually, turkey pepperoni is pretty damn good.
It is. Pepperoni is great. I'm just saying there's leaner options out there.
Anyway. Sorry. Maybe we should have talked about, what did I say we were going to talk about?
Jonathan Martin.
Yeah, I don't love this segment.
Yeah, I don't really care about Jonathan Martin.
So we just hate all the proposed segments.
I mean, Jonathan Martin would have been okay, but I don't love this
Jeez, it was so long ago, and like, I know Richie pretty well. It's just, I don't know. Like, there's nothing I'm going to be able to add to it.
All right. Well, we got a Tay-Tay NFL story of the day coming up next. So
I can tell some Richie stories, maybe.
Look, Mitchell Knapp says, Lord have mercy, it's replaying in my head. Exactly. Exactly. Feel the greases on the cheeks. Sip my wine.
I don't like the sound.
Yeah.
I don't either. I think T-Bone likes it because of the sound.
It's a lot of it. It's a lot of it, for sure. Shout out Chuck. If y'all know Chuck, send this to him. Okay? More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench.
All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com. That's the website. All-Star Toyota is the place. It is of Airline Goodwood, very conveniently located. Look, if you need a body shop, a service center, All-Star's open to all makes and models. Doesn't have to be All-Star, doesn't have to be from Toyota. You still get to take advantage of, sorry, that was my phone. You still get to take advantage of the incredible turnaround times, free professional estimates, factory parts, the rental cars right there on site. Hit up this session. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Go to the website today, buying new, leasing, and renting. Everything is available in all three of those processes. So if you've got a trip planned for a Mardi Gras and you're leaving town and you want to rent a vehicle, remember something bigger, something, maybe you want a smaller vehicle, maybe you want a sedan, better on gas mileage, whatever it is, call Miss Lisa Sessions today, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends March 5th, 2025.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet.
Welcome back to the best morning sports show around. Sorta. It's Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. So you heard of this guy, Chuck's on the avenue? I'm just kidding. All right, let's go ahead then. And yes, guys, the plane thing in Canada is terrifying, to be clear. No, nobody passed, which is great. Wear your seatbelt. Huge reminder there. But yeah, all the plane stuff's awful. Especially like trips coming up and everything. Don't like it.
You already didn't love flying.
No, I've flown a ton. Never had a problem growing up. But as I got older, certainly, yeah.
I've been very afraid of planes my entire life.
Well,
really?
just
I have to sedate myself to get on a flight.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays I do it too. I like to take a little anti-anxiety measure for sure. Avos has performed this at a 5th grade talent show. Banger. Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, but let's go. And yes, earlier in the chat, you were talking about the band Together, the fake band that the MTV show was made after. Yes, I have heard of them.
O-Town?
No, it's called Together.
Oh, it was like a fake show.
Yeah, it was like a fake show.
So it wasn't. O-Town was a reality show.
Yes.
Taylor, you look like a member of O-Town.
Thanks. I don't know what that is.
Member of every boy band.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it definitely be one. That's a compliment coming from me.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Never forget, guys, Taylor born on 9/11.
Yep.
Speaking of planes.
Very, very true.
Now it's time for a Tay-Tay NFL story of the Day.
It's time for Tay-Tay's NFL story of the Day. Your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
Speaking of 9/11 and other tragedy, no, I'm totally kidding. The Cincinnati Bengals, I don't know how they're going to do this or what they plan on doing to pull it off, but yesterday they came out and said, we plan on re-signing Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Trey Hendrickson, all 2 big-time long-term deals. Look, Higgins played on the tag last year. However, a team source says they believe they will use a tag again on Higgins if no long-term deals reached by March 4th. That'll give them time to get a deal done. So what they can do is it's a non-exclusive tag. They can put this tag on T. Higgins until July 15th to negotiate a long-term deal. If no deal is reached, Higgins would play on a salary of $26.1 million for 2025. Obviously, you're going to re-sign Jamar Chase. I mean, he won the Triple Crown. He's a top 3 receiver in the NFL. And you got to re-sign Trey Hendrickson. He just led the NFL in sacks.
Yes.
And he's been excellent since he's been there. Word is they're going to actually try to get T. Higgins done first just because he's going to be the hardest to keep. I think T. Higgins is an excellent NFL player, and I don't think the Cincinnati Bengals should re-sign him, but that's just me.
I mean, let me see. Like, what are T. Higgins' stats?
I think the Chargers
year over year
should sign him personally.
So what, he had 73 for 9/11 this last year?
Speaking of 9/11.
10 touchdowns. Chat wants to know, Taylor, were you born on September 11th or were you born on, like, September 11th?
No,
like 2001?
Guys, I would have been like, that was 2001.
Okay.
I would be like, no, I was born in 96.
Okay. Never mind. So he was fine. God, I mean, again, surely he didn't play in all the games this last year, right?
No, he did not. But Hendrickson, his back-to-back years of 17 and a half sacks, 2 years in a row.
Oh, my God, dude.
Like, you got to get Chase done, then Hendrickson. Like, I think T. Higgins is great. He's your number 2. You can find a young number 2 in the draft.
I mean, Nick Underhill just told us that if he was in New Orleans Saints, the one piece he would be looking for would be a pass rusher.
Didn't he finish like second for Defensive Player of the Year? Behind Surtain?
I believe, yeah. And then Bond was also top 5. Yeah.
Life's about choices and decisions, and you've made some bad ones.
Is this true? Scott Tolzien hired as Saints quarterbacks coach?
Oh, shout out Scott.
Old Badger.
Old teammate of mine.
Speaking of naming old sitcoms.
Oh, he was at Chargers?
Yeah.
Scott Tolzien.
I don't know if we drafted him, but he was there. I mean, they liked him a lot.
Green Bay for a little bit too, right?
Yeah.
Where did you go to college?
Wisconsin.
You said?
Wisconsin.
Great dude. No surprise that he's...
Wait, can I get a fact check on Tolzien, though? I don't have access to my Twitter here.
Oh, like, did they hire him?
Well, I mean, does that change the Nussmeier thing at all?
Well, no, they would still...
Because I assumed he'd be OC quarterbacks coach.
That's not how it works in the NFL.
Oh, okay.
You have... It's not like college. Like, you have...
The Saints are hiring Scott Tolzien as the new QB coach under Kellen Moore. That was according to Ian Rappaport 5 minutes ago. So
say Scott. Say
Tom
fella.
Pelissero has it as well, so it looks like that
God, nothing's making me feel older than seeing like former teammates and friends be coaching in the National Football League. My boy Tashard Choice just got the Lions running back coach. He was at Texas. I saw my boy Kevin O'Connell at the Super Bowl, and I'm like, hey, like, chill out, bro. Like,
Kelvin Shepard.
You just won Coach of the Year, and like we're the same age.
Yeah.
Chill out. And it's Kevin Sona. He's like, yeah, but you're doing like great things over here for Sirius, and like I'm like, no, I'm not like saying that part of it. I'm like, because we're old.
Old. Ugh.
Yeah.
J.R. Tolzien. This is Ryan Smith. It's pretty funny.
Who's
J.R. Tolkien? Dumbass.
I don't know who that is either.
Hold up now.
J.R. Tolkien?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that he's going to be here the rest of the show.
That's fine.
We don't even walk out when he calls Backstreet Boys NSYNC.
I know that is true. It is The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. Maybe you've heard of it.
I've seen the movies. I don't know who. What did he do?
He's the author.
He's the author of the books
Okay, guys,
that
I
the
don't
movies
know
are
that. I didn't
based
read the
off
books.
of.
Feels like common pop culture knowledge.
Knowing
Honestly,
the
though,
author of Lord of the Rings.
Well, I mean, yeah, I feel like,
Yeah.
like okay.
Like, do you know the author of Harry Potter?
That's what I was just about.
Yeah. That's J.K. Rowling.
Exactly.
That's kind of that's the same.
Okay. I feel like if I asked 10 people randomly in my phone who J.R. Tolkien is, none of them would know.
I think you should actually go out in the hallway. You should ask Jordan and Musa and Brain and see the results that you get.
Okay. Brain might know. Jordan and Musa ain't gonna know. No way.
I think Musa will.
Musa will. There's a hobby joking.
Musa stays catching strays.
Honestly though, that I have said a lot of things. I have brought up things that have made T-Bob mad on air and gotten him off his marker a little bit. He has never walked out of here though. Not one time.
Well, it makes sense now because of the Lord. Look, if I would have known it was Lord of the Rings, I wouldn't have said it.
Shut up, Taylor!
As soon as he said it to you, I'm like,
Oof.
there's a lot of things you could have done, but that, I don't know that we'll ever come back from that.
I'm not trolling though. I genuinely did not know who it was. Jacob.
That's the whole
My
thing.
apologies.
I know.
Look,
I know.
He wishes you
asked
were
me-
trolling.
I know.
Look.
I don't care. Stop.
Last spring,
Stop.
T-Bob asked me to watch all of the Lord of the Rings movies, and I did it without
You did. That
hesitation,
is
and I
good.
enjoyed
I'm
them.
proud of you.
I just
Well,
didn't know who
of
wrote
course
the
you did.
book.
Of course
right?
you enjoyed them there, yeah.
Yeah, it's not really. It would have been surprising if you had not enjoyed them. Anyway, all right. When we get back, let's close out the show with a little.
OTB mailbag?
Yeah. Well, actually, at first I should remind you about Central Plumbing. CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. CentralPlumbing.org is the website. The Payne family's been at this thing for half a century, y'all. So you're not going to be able to hit them with a problem they don't know how to solve. You got like an old house, something goes wrong. We've seen it all. Okay, well, you're good. You got a new house, something goes wrong. I understand. That's very frustrating. But again, 24/7 emergency service, flat rate pricing, licensed, bonded, and insured employees. Send you information ahead of time about them so you know who's coming into your home. And great warranty work. I mean, peace of mind every single step along the way. You want to remodel, upgrade, tankless water heater, it's all there. Your one-stop plumbing shop, CentralPlumbing.org, CentralPlumbing.org.
Off the bench.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
There's never been a better time to catch a John Deere deal from the crew of Sunshine. Ask us about our low monthly payment options on our tractor packages and let the good times roll. With equipment strong enough to power one of the world's largest celebrations, we've got your needs covered too. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Offer ends March 5th, 2025.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
And an amazing atmosphere. It's Don Juan Cigar Bar. Located in Town Center, Don Juan is the perfect place to enjoy a great cocktail, beer on tap, a wide selection of scotches and bourbons, and of course, a fine premium cigar. Sit back, relax, let the time fade by. Don Juan Cigar Bar. Great cocktails, great cigars, the good life. Check them out online, DonJuanCigarBar.com.
Jake and James, the Trash Rangers. Do you need one more reason to switch your residential trash pickup? How about $13.95 a month for the first few months? Go to TrashRangers.com and make the switch today.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Do business with someone you know. Parish Construction and Roofing.
ParishBuilt.com.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
Welcome back, OTB.
Get it? I saved it for the last segment.
I knew this one was coming. Well done. Well done.
Because we're saying bye.
I got it.
I saw you working.
I also got Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com, where if you need a pool, any outdoor living area, be it like a kitchen, chill area, whatever, maybe even something like turf, a putting green. You need fences, you need bulkheads, we got you at Pinnacle. Where we build the spaces, you build the memories. And guys, go look at the gallery online and entrust your project to our team professionals. Look, if you want stunning, functional outdoor spaces, custom tailored to your needs, we take pride in our craftsmanship, the service, the design. Again, guys, it make your home the place that you want to be, your kids want to be. And so they're hanging out there. Y'all are making those memories. There's nowhere better. Look at the gallery, PECbuilt.com, PECbuilt.com. Please go look at the gallery. I'm telling you guys, it's unbelievable. Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com. All right. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Coors Light, Vizio, Tilter, Blue Moon Lights, guys, Citrus Sweet. With the hindsight of the Super Bowl win, would you still take Kellen Moore over Joe Brady?
Yes.
Again, I think one thing that we kind of realized in doing this over the last few weeks is like, oh, wait a second. Kellen Moore actually has a markedly better resume than does Joe Brady. So, yes, I would.
Yep.
Ask the Bench, what's one single thing you need to bring with you on a flight besides your phone? Xanax.
Yeah.
Besides Xanax? A book and or magazine to read.
Headphones.
I don't like to watch stuff on the planes too much. I like to read, but then I just end up falling asleep.
Yeah. Same.
So a pillow for you.
No pillow. Why do you say pillow?
Pillow? What do you mean?
Ask the Bench, if the city killer asteroid hits the Earth, which SEC city would you prefer to be hit, and why is it Knoxville?
Actually, it was Knoxville.
It's for me, it is College Station because there's nothing there. So
Minimize the damage.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Plus, I mean, like
Limited
A&M.
casualty.
Is anybody really gonna miss A&M?
No, it's Tuscaloosa, always and forever. Ask the Bench, will T-Bob put his nuts where his mouth is? Bet on LSU to make
What?
the CFP? No.
Wait.
What city do you want to destroy, Laundry? You're taking too long.
I said Knoxville.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I apologize.
I said it actually would have been Knoxville. Knoxville or College Station.
Is it officially acceptable to clap when a plane lands now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, do you?
I guess so.
Do you applaud a fish for swimming? It's supposed to land.
True. I like
that fish is having trouble swimming, though. I mean,
ask the Bench, do you like a fun or serious flight attendant?
Fun.
A little bit of both.
Flight attendants
Yeah.
are
A little bit of both.
Flight attendants are too uptight.
As long as you don't hit me with like wordplay when we interact. If you want to be entertaining while you're doing the safety rundown, that's cool. But if I ask for, if I'm like, excuse me, can I have a cup of water? Like, oh no, can you? I don't need that.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, I do not need that.
I honestly don't need jokes. Like, if
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
in
need
the air,
especially like an early flight.
Yeah.
I don't need jokes.
Don't say anything funny until I'm safely on the ground.
Ask the Bench, swim in Lake Pontchartrain or Biloxi Bay? Lake Pontchartrain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually looks swimmable.
Yeah.
I don't know what Biloxi whatever looks like.
Also, Biloxi Bay, I imagine, has a lot of boats coming in, probably a lot of food getting thrown in the water, chumming up the waters. Bunch of bull shark stuff know that there's like...
Oh, I was actually going to say I thought Biloxi Bay might be a little cleaner. Maybe not, though.
All right, guys. We love you. More OTB coming up on Wednesday. Hopefully we'll have our guy Matt Flynn in here tomorrow. Jay Johnson as well. Keep it locked, OTB.
Off the Bench.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac. Our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit